Oh, and welcome to Roll the Story, the Claude Coast arc. Maestro, I've got him muted. Ta-da! There we go. So, welcome back. All right. So we've got a full party here, ready to go. But we need a little recap on what the heck happened last week, because there was a lot of dialogue, a lot of information shared. But the party did finally have the audience with the blue dragons. And to give us a little rundown of some important things, I'll help you out if you if you forget anything. But yeah, go ahead, Jamie. You're the one. You're the one doing the recap.
Okay. So, spent a majority of the time in the magnificent mansion to begin with. Kashan and Irina, which originally was Andy and Irina, decided to make some flitter sprite pizza, but then made it into the shape of Kashan that no one approved of, and then just turned it into a snowman and had all the Snurgs watching like it was some sort of cooking show. While Carius and Andy, and Carius' sister was trying to teach Carius how to use the lightning crystal to harness his abilities to affect those resistant to lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, he did really well, really soon on.
He did. He beat the odds, somehow getting the exact matching voltage of power to go through both ends of the fulgurite.
Yep.
Yeah, the Vulgarite.
Ah.
That's it. While
was a
Llewellyn did
surprise
some
to anyone.
scrying on Zaf and Castellius to see if they were any closer to finding this island, because if they did, it'd help us with our audience with dragons. And with a little bit of Llewellyn's help, they did end up finding the right way. And we were able to take that to the dragons, who took all our money to be able to speak to them. And
Yep.
we put all our ideas across to try and convince them, from Carius showing his potential as a warrior with his chain lightning, trying to get them to think about his family, while Irina tried to get them to think about the people and how the people serve them by keeping the land going. Andy put on one hell of a show, and one of the latecomers to the party of dragons,
Eurozone.
Yuriyun, turns out was madly in love with another one and wanted to try and persuade her for a hand in marriage, and we have to help them do that. Llewellyn put across that he has a potion that can extend one's life, which they were also interested in, and that he was a part of the reason why they have the freedom that they have in terms of the gold dragons being trapped.
Mm.
And then we were allowed to go without being killed. I believe that is all of it.
Almost all of it. So you did great, by the way. That was awesome. Good details. The last thing is that they still want a bounty, a treasure, one that isn't just gold, but gold is more than more than welcome. They'll take gold, but also really to seal the deal, they have been in search of a star sapphire. This was a treasure that was lost from them a long time ago, buried beneath the sands of the deserts, so to speak. This was obviously the most coveted type of treasure that blue dragons could have owned. Sapphires are a blue dragon's best friend, but not just that. Star sapphire sounds like an incredibly rare piece, one that would stand out amongst even a horde of glittering gems.
Yeah,
We're talking like the Argon Stone of their horde.
yeah, and Yuriyun is now joining us to do so. But if we
Mhm.
don't find the Star Sapphire, do they take Bitcoin?
No, they only take Dogecoin.
That well, you can hope that gold will be enough, and you are going to need a heap load of it though. We're talking as much as you can amass. And now that you've got Yuriyun with you, that's going to be useful as a person you can ask questions on more specific things over the coming days. Irina also completed a legend lore spell, and what that allows her to do is recall information, current tales, anything that is of importance to the item. And it's almost like there's actually a type of psychic ability, isn't there, called drawing information from items. Help me out here.
I know there is in the Star Wars universe.
There's also in the Magic universe. Oh man, that's gonna.
Are you telling me that Irina's a Jedi? Because I'm down with
Psychometry?
this.
Is it psychometry?
Yes, psychometric.
And it's
Yes.
what it's actually is called in the Star Wars universe as well.
There you
so
go then.
I-
Yeah, it's
that.
a well-known psychic paranormal ability where you touch an object and you can recall information from it. Yeah, psychoscopy or token object reading. But yeah, so yeah, almost like Irina's got this supernatural psychometry, just perhaps the ultimate librarian. You don't even need to read at this point, although it is like reading, because as you cast the spell, it's like pages are flicking past you, like you're skim reading an entire novel on this, and information fills your mind. You're trying to pick out what's important. This gem has passed hands many times through great nobles of the Gaidia kind of lineage, but also through bounty hunters, through thieves, through even in fact there was even a small war kind of fought over this thing as well. But those histories are long buried underneath the sands. The current history is what's more important right now. Yes, okay. So it does say you can recall forgotten stories, secret lore. There is some secret lore actually, before we go into the current stuff. Secret lore would be effectively that the Star Sapphire were believed to have supernatural properties as well, as a lot of gems are. The stories have never been really truly confirmed, however, because it's said that only blue dragons can awaken that dormant power. Normal kind of sapphires are usually to do with truth, I believe. Yeah, what do they have? I'm sure someone else knows this more than I do. Yeah, power of truth. I was right. Cool. Yeah, promoter of good health, longevity, joy, prosperity, inner peace, beauty. It seems fitting that all these characteristics would be ones coveted by a baroness of the sands.
There's the reason that sapphires are like generally gifted to royalty in history.
Exactly. And it's also been seen as a symbol of the heavens, and the star sapphire specifically as well, being that it is a star. It almost looks heavenly. To look at the gem, you can see like glittering ones in there, but not just a single star. This is also even more than just a star sapphire. The secret lore is that it's supposedly got multiple stars in it, which is an incredibly rare occurrence in just normal gems. You can get like a facet where you can see multiple in the one gem. Either way, it's almost like a glittering heaven in there. But again, no one's really actually unlocked their power except the dragons themselves. That's why they sort of see it as it's theirs. Anyway, current history. Okay, this gem has been recently passed hands. Very recently, in fact. Someone was trying to get rid of it, not because they didn't want it, but because they were being hunted for it. I'm
I'm
not going to
telling
give
you,
you.
my theory.
I'm not going to give you specifics, but I will say though that this Star Sapphire has exchanged hands recently, and it's almost been like fenced, is the best description of it, given away because they would rather have the gold than the item that incriminates them. Okay.
You
I
mean
think
someone like a wanted criminal?
perhaps, who knows? Yes,
And it would be something that royalty would have, probably.
it has passed through royalty. Yes,
Mm.
but yes, there we go.
Is Irina just giving Andy weird looks now?
Like, she's making it very obvious. She's just like,
Very uncomfortable right now.
So
What was
that's all the information you've recalled about it. Currently, you're exiting the. Are you going back to the mansion, or are you exiting the whole?
I think we went back to the mansion briefly just to recuperate from the stress of the situation. Because I remember specifically us allowing the blue dragon, getting the blue dragon out in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did. Okay, so you're stopping off in.
Off by himself somewhere, I think, in the mansion.
Sure. You've stopped off in the magnificent mansion, and whilst you're here, Yurian the Magnetic has showered you with compliments, Llewellyn, about your abode. This place is fantastic. How did you craft it so well? It's like it's every edge, every line is perfect, symmetrical. He's like admiring the staircase that kind of winds around to the top floor.
I did it on a computer. I mean, I did it with the arcane weave.
I see. And what are these spidery-like beings walking around?
They're called Etacat, but they like
Oh,
to be called Snurg.
Thought your beautiful abode was infested for a moment.
No, can't you see?
it's infested.
They've
for
all got
sure.
outfits. They are clearly the help.
The butler.
No, they're clearly taking over at this point.
Honestly, there does seem to be like more each time I come in here, I swear.
Also, they seem to just let themselves in any room at any time. Is there any point in even locking my door?
No.
I'm sorry, what? I storm off to go have it out with the locksmith.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we didn't have like a full day of having the conversation. It's probably still fairly early in the day. So we've got options, but apparently the Snurgs are cartwheeling across. So probably our next move should be to go back to that town whose name I'm pretty sure begins with R. Where my brother is, so that we can see if he's won the race yet. Is that gold would be useful.
Rashka.
Yeah, I keep thinking Rabanasta, but that's because I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 12.
Think
Rashka,
race
like
car
race car.
is
Yeah.
the best comparison to be made there. All right, yeah, you can start heading back out towards there if you want.
Yeah, and once we've got there, then probably from there go speak to my dad and see if he's heard anything, or my sister, or any of my sisters.
All right.
Kind of real information points.
I mean,
And
to be
that's
fair, we
including
could
the
just look
upright.
at the black markets. It wouldn't be difficult to find people connected to that.
That's true.
The only
but
problem is, of course, we don't have anything to trade for it.
Do we have gold?
We have gold, but if it's black market, like what?
But like, how much would I know how much value this is worth? This item.
The Star Sapphire, priceless.
That doesn't help. It's been fenced. How much was it like fenced for? Or
Okay. It's more than 10,000 gold, but it's near that number. You could imagine it's probably somewhere.
Be a bit more accurate with it.
Where's that?
Gathering has passed.
You might
Oh,
know
trying to-
gems.
If you had it in front of you to appraise, then yes, perhaps. But Irina, the details on that weren't specific because of how it's worth more to the dragons than it is in gold. And of course, other people, however, would have sold it for somewhere between. We're going to go somewhere between like 10,000 gold and 50,000 gold.
Okay, so we definitely need that 10,000 gold if we're looking to buy it. So that's probably at least
minimum.
We're probably good to go get that first. I'm doing this out of character.
And even then, we'd have to haggle probably.
Well, the minimum we would
Haggle.
need is 0 if we plan to steal it.
Yeah, but
I mean, if it comes down to it.
Yeah.
but if we can deal this without potentially enraging the entire underworld of the Clawed Coast, that'd be good.
Always a good idea.
It wouldn't be the first time I've enraged the underworld of some city.
Like, me neither, but that's not the point.
This isn't a city, this is a country at this point. That would be a step
Country. Still.
So back to Rashgar. See if my brothers won the race, but there was a problem there with some monsters, so hopefully that's been dealt with. If not, we can probably deal with that. Shouldn't take too long, and then head back to the Riley Cove. Do what we need to do. Speak to my dad. Speak to my investigator sister, whose name has slipped my mind temporarily, and my oldest sister.
Do we want to be?
I'm not
First
surprised
sale.
you have too many siblings.
Perseus narrowly.
Yeah,
Do we
I
want
do
to
have to.
be bringing a dragon into your family home?
Why not?
He seems polite enough.
I mean, if it was that other one, that the Fulmination, was it? Is that his title?
Oh, you mean the one that needed a slap?
Ugh,
Yeah.
Chelrog, yes.
Yes, then maybe,
I mean,
but
are you going to turn into a dragon and cause havoc across the?
No, though my appearance does sometimes raise an eyebrow, I can keep fairly undercover.
Just kind of gestures.
But
For the most
also,
part, for the most part,
Also-
people either mistake me for a dragonborn or a tiefling.
but
Well, that's
also,
perfectly fine. We will go with the
I'll,
closest thing to it.
I'll just say I met a long lost cousin on the road or something. With anyone else.
yeah, probably for the best, because I don't think. Look, here's one of the dragons that are going to wipe us out if we don't do this very
Well,
specific
The,
thing.
the thing is, my family are the only one who knows that, and technically, this one isn't one of the ones that wants to wipe out. He wants to do things the better way, right?
Precisely. I was actually on your side the entire time, trying to get them to see potential. And as soon as I heard that you were you were treasure hunters, well accomplished ones at that, I knew you could be of use.
Yes. Right, so we dealt with the weird antline things, so they shouldn't be a threat on the way back. Of course, there's the Sandstorm and the Dust Devils as a potential threat, but that shouldn't be too big a problem.
No, I should be able to put them in their place if they try anything. The dust storms adhere to our commands.
Yes, so we should be able to head back then.
Indeed. He says, but I will say one thing though. That it didn't seem that they were persuaded by just treasures alone. It seemed like something was a tipping point. And from where he's looking, you can't tell if he's looking towards Andy or Novella.
Yeah, it's
Idle's behind Irina.
it's
now staring
Also,
at Irina.
items
That-
behind
that
Irina.
one.
I really taking a
Um,
snag.
Technically, I've gone off to the.
Yeah, that's true. In
I've
which case, he's
gone-
probably looking at you, Andy. And he will
Sai
even
goes
say,
behind Irina.
I've never seen or heard Bromera kind of react that way before. He's
Because
unknowably
she's the greatest bard in this land.
I know that you're sort of bigging her up in that regard, but I'm actually inclined to believe that that's true.
It is true.
I mean,
I'm not,
to be
I'm
on-
not as good
to be
as my
honest.
dad, but
to be honest, I've lived in the Claw Coast for most of my life, and I've not heard one better yet. After we
Except,
should hear us sing the tale of the Great Kashan.
It's a very good one.
It is.
except,
It's a classic.
Except that there is some competition that's recently arrived. One that almost piques my own interest.
Oh no, that's where you're driving this. Wait,
Oh no.
wait, going back to that, wasn't there a reward of something quite valuable from that something?
There was. As
I
just
think it
Gareth
was-
was reminding you, you remember you pulled off a flyer from that pirate cove. I don't know who picked it up. It probably would have been either Andy or Kachan.
Andy took the wanted poster for her mother.
mm,
And Koshan doesn't know who this Chadnaya.
But the information on it could be useful. So
You do remember seeing it though, and it was a invitation, a flyer, an advert. It was a traveling casino / carnival. There were all these kind of tents and attractions, all these games to be played and such. And it had a picture of Chad sort of lounging in a chair, almost like Curse of Strahd's cover, but much more Claude Coast in design. He almost looks like a genie sitting there atop like piles of treasure. And in one hand, you see him. He is kind of turning a very expensive looking gem. It looks like a diamond, but it's a rough rendition of what could be anything. Could just be a placeholder art for some sort of amazing gem or treasure.
So, based on that,
Oh, there's one more thing, yeah. In amongst the piles of treasure, you see like there's magical items and such as well. Like there's a hoard of
Yeah.
not just gold, but magical items can be one as well.
go see my
what is
brother.
that,
Go.
what's that phrase? Trying to compensate for something?
Probably.
It
Right.
just seems too flashy.
Yeah. So that adds
An
a
instrument in the
third
other
step
hand.
to the plan.
He's
Go
also
see my brother. Go see the rest of my family. Then potentially go find this guy so that we can see if he's got the treasure. If he's got so much, he might know stuff about it.
in the artwork. He's also there's a massive harp that's like a full-size harp, not just like a lyre in his hand. That's almost as tall as the throne he's sitting atop.
Yet compensating.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So is there anything else anyone wants to do in the mansion before we head out? Because of course time is of the essence, as it were.
No.
Like Irina's probably staring longingly at this book she's been given by the dragon and is like, I guess it can wait.
Yes, I suppose we should give you a time limit, shouldn't we? Judging how long it's going to take. Well, I can tell you when the storm is coming, if that's a help to you.
That would be helpful.
Yes.
To give us a more rough deadline.
You have 2 weeks and 1 day. He says
Okay.
kind of nonchalantly.
That's a little less than I hoped, but more than I expected. So,
So 15 days.
right.
Indeed.
So,
Or Oh wait, weeks in. I should say
Because
1 week and 5 days. 1.5 weeks in
technically,
D&D. Weeks are 10 days.
technically a 10-day and a 5-day.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if a week is a 10-day or if they just measure time in 10 days. It's very.
It didn't know there are 10 days in a week, and in fact, he would probably say that, and you're probably a bit more startled at first. He says like 1.5 weeks. He says 15 days. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm just telling off all the snurgs. I'm rounding them all up.
Just can't tell us what to do.
Yes, I can, and I click
He
my finger,
literally can.
and I click my finger, and that one disappears. Now you all pass me the
If any of them
keys.
get in my room without my permission, I will kill them.
You see a couple of cowering snakes. We told you. This is why they disappear. They disappear. We told you. They go missing.
Good.
None of yous go into any of their rooms, and you all pass me the keys now. Where's the locksmith, Snurg?
They sort of run around and scatter, and there's one left standing there looking very guilty. He hands you a set of keys.
And all the others ran off.
And they did.
So they disobeyed me. I click my fingers, and all of them disappear apart from the one stood in front of me.
Goodness me, like Thanos here, like clicking your fingers around, like the
Thank you, Llewellyn.
don't get rid of the meditating one though. He seems alright.
No, but he's always in my room.
You do have the best
Yeah.
meditating space.
No, but there's a meditating chamber.
True. Hi, Lahiri.
You are the good Snurg. You get to stay.
So
And one at a time, I will bring them back, so long as they do as they're told.
Lahiri, we've got some good news and some slightly bad news. Also, this is Fabian? Is that his name?
Sorry, Uriun. You can mouse over him.
This is Uriun the Magnetic.
That's me. And he takes a bow.
Uriel.
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
This
Another
is
of the
my
bands
sister,
here.
Lahiri.
Well, what a
She's been-
rare flower you have as in your family.
She's been helping me learn to use the Fulgurite to do more with lightning. It's fun.
Intriguing. He doesn't seem to be that interested though. He seems to be more captivated by Lahiri's, Lahiri's beauty. Though Lahiri's just sort of blushing and looking a little bit confused. You didn't just bring a. He kind of like Lahiri gestures to Karis to sort of pull him aside.
Yep.
You brought a dragon back with you? What?
Yep. He's
That's
keeping
not-
an eye on us.
You literally brought the enemy into our home, into our midst.
Technically, they're only our enemies if they decide to attack, and we're trying to stop that. We're trying to stop them being our enemies before they become our enemies.
Okay. I'm just worried, that's all. What if he's,
It's
what if
fine.
he's one of those?
All he wants to do is find the star sapphire so he can give it to his wannabe girlfriend.
He could be a
and
spy.
marry. He could be, but so could this lizard. If you're going to start thinking of that sort of thing, then anything could be a spy. That tree could be a spy. I've seen
Huh?
weirder.
But
You
I've
could be a
seen.
spy.
He's like,
don't
oh
know.
no!
But
No. Yeah, she's thoroughly paranoid, it seems.
but
This isn't helping.
on the plus side, we now have a blue dragon to help escort us across the desert, so we should be able to get back a lot quicker.
Okay. But that's a good thing, I guess.
And he probably knows a lot about sapphires being a blue dragon, so that might help.
Right, he could confirm the authenticity, I guess. of any
Exactly.
treasures we find.
That way we don't take back the wrong one. Yeah.
Okay. All right, all right.
He seems all right. We honestly we wouldn't have been able to really make the deal if it wasn't for him.
Hmm.
So
All right. So, you guys want to do anything else here, or are you setting out back to Rashkar?
I'm planning to head back to Rashkar. I don't know about anyone else. Because
Yeah.
Sean's apparently already left.
Has he?
Yeah, he's not on the webcam anymore.
Oh, right.
He did say that he'd be right back. So
I know.
Okay.
I know.
That's
I was
fine.
just
There is anything you have left to do?
yeah.
Okay.
I think we're just sort of
We're just killing time right now.
and then
Yeah.
heading
No.
out.
Unless
All
they
right, then.
know where we can find ingredients.
Ingredients?
The ingredients I need.
You asking him?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean for that potion or something?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose. What ingredients do you need?
I'll show him the list of the stuff that I need, not the
Hmm.
stuff I already have.
Oh, he kind of points to one thing. Well, wyvern poison is very easy to come by on the Clawed Coast. Although, you've got to be strong enough to be able to take on a wyvern. But I can handle that for you.
Sounds good. What about... Well, look, Fierce Spider, I believe, is one of them. While I'm scrolling down trying to...
A little bit more reclusive, if anything. Maybe in the... I'm not sure. I've never been down there. But the Ode Woods, maybe there's some spiders in there. Otherwise, I'm not really sure about those ones. Wyvern
Do you know
poison
what...
is a cinch, though.
Do you know what a Betty is, or a Brinda? Or a Fala?
They sound like names.
Yeah, they do. But I don't know what they would be.
Do
What, are they on
sound
this
like
list?
Yeah.
Point to them? Do you
Says
mean Belladonna?
No, it says Betty's blood, Brinda's blood, Fala's heart.
I have no idea.
Me neither.
Betty's blood.
Do you know where we would find the reproductive glands of giant moth?
Ugh. Not anywhere here. Probably have to go. Sounds like something from the Underdark, if I'm honest.
Oh
Or a
yeah.
vampire?
Vampires? What, just any old vampire?
Any old vampire by the sounds
Not
of it?
seen one of those around the Clawed Coast. Far too sunny of an environment.
Hmm.
No shade. If they got caught out in the desert, they'd be, well,
Yeah.
joining the
but
sands as
maybe
ash.
know of any caverns or
Caverns? No,
you
there
know,
is one actually. Far to the north, there is supposedly some sort of secret cave filled with treasures, but not really sought that one out.
Hmm.
I come from far, far to the west. I've only just sort of become a little bit accustomed with all the legends and rumors of this town, but that's a good reason to come out with you guys. Get all the latest gossip.
sounds good.
See the sights. Alright. So, for the sake of brevity, the blue dragon, the adult blue dragon, manages to push away the dust devils and even the storm itself. You see him transform into that large draconic shape, and wings buffet away the winds, commanding the sandstorms to subside. Following his trail, he eventually kind of leads you out and into the actual dunes themselves, and you're heading back south towards the Rashkar, the kind of small desert hamlet, and bring you to here for now. So, as you're going, it's a long journey. At the same time, goodness me, you're right.
Yep. Something just
Cool.
activated on my phone.
Okay, as you're going, it is again blisteringly hot. Everyone's pushing through the desert as best they can. I'd like everyone to make me Constitution saving throws. Andy and Carius, you can pretty much sustain yourselves. You're not really affected by the heat too much. Nor's Lahiri.
Just while he's flying goes to where we're gonna go.
He's not flying you. There's no way he can carry all of you. He's turned back into his humanoid form and he's trudging along. You can see he's got these large draconic feet that seem to spread out across the sand, making walking very easy for him.
I can legit set myself on fire, but I can't walk through the desert. What the hell?
You don't have resistance to fire, but if you
I do when I'm on fire.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
just set myself on fire for the walk
Oh.
back.
If you want to do that for 10 minutes.
It's a waste of spells. It's
Exactly.
fine.
That's right. So you roll.
I'll just get heat stroke and crawl along the sand like a dried up husk.
You do that. So Lavellan, Irina. Oh, even Kishan is having trouble there. Kishan, you're actually a pass though. Wait.
I'll just polymorph myself into a scorpion so I can handle it.
Okay. You can do that. Irina, though, you are definitely getting exhausted.
I'm sure I didn't have to make a check the last time we came through because I made Candlewick turn into like a shady umbrella for Kashan.
You did. But you didn't do that the second time.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with me?
Well, Kishan isn't shaded right now, is he?
Yeah, what I'm saying is I didn't make a con save before because I just walked through the desert.
Well, then you should have, because you're not fire resistant, are you? Okay. Anyway, you're like pale skinned from the city. Like,
It's fine, carry on.
This isn't the environment for you. Okay, so anyway, you get a level of exhaustion, and so does Lavellan. Yeah, Lavellan,
Even if I turn myself into a scorpion,
yeah, how long does that last?
an hour,
Yeah, you're going to be out there for more than an hour, so
I can do it multiple times.
are you spending those then?
How long does it look like we'll be out here? Like, how long's the journey?
You're about an hour in so far, we'll say.
And how long's the journey to race car, or whatever it's called?
Like the day. Like a day's journey down there.
I'm exhausted then, never mind, I won't even bother.
Well, we're an hour in, so spend a spell slot. Anyway, at this point, Lavellan, you can make also a perception check with disadvantage. Unless you're turning into a scorpion and having that resistance.
Great.
Cool.
Well,
I say Lavellan because he's the only one with eyes in the back of him.
That was very loud and jarring.
It was great, wasn't it? Okay, goodness. So. Oh boy. Lavellan, there is the sun kind of beating down behind you, and you're walking on ahead, trudging through the sand, when you suddenly feel like a moment of respite for just about a couple of seconds, as if the heat on your back was shaded.
we're being followed.
By something.
I say it loud.
Probably. Carius will have a look round as that said. See if he can see what's supposedly following the party.
Yeah,
Or
I
if
don't look
Lavellan's
behind.
going crazy.
I don't look behind us. I just say we're being followed.
Okay. In that case, as you look around behind you, you can also roll a perception check.
It's not bad. For me.
13. Okay, you don't see anything like walking across the sands, and then as you try to look up, seeing what could be up above you, you see the blinding sun that is very obviously stopping your vision from focusing in on something.
Do I see anything temporary block the sun as I'm looking about?
Mm, there aren't many clouds.
Hmm.
So if there is something, then
Yeah.
you suspect that it must have gone in front of the sun. And as you're trying to you're really trying hard to look up there.
Hmm.
I'm gonna quickly roll something real quick. Okay. For a moment, just a second later, as you're adjusting your eyes to it, you do suddenly see kind of a shadow just blink in front of the sun.
Hmm. In response to this, Carius is going to. Actually, how many party members do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Readying for potential combat. Carius is going to snap his fingers and mutter some words, probably in a language, and cast Bless on all the members of the party except himself. He's going to cast at second level.
And not including Yuriyun.
Or my sister, because she's probably not going to get into combat.
Okay. We'll see.
Well, if she does, she's probably not going to be doing many attack rolls, probably mostly saving throws, so...
Okay.
Made sense to up the combatants and Urian's a dragon. If I have to up him, he's doing it wrong.
Sorry guys, really stupid question, but you're only allowed 3 items attuned, aren't you?
Yeah.
Unless you're an artificer.
Gotcha. Who wants a ring of protection that I've apparently had in my possession for a long time?
Sure.
I'll take it. I've only got 1 item.
When did I get this?
I think you had it for a while. I think you got that from the blinding one fight. Because he had one on one of his tentacles.
Sorry,
Did.
what?
He did. Yeah, you've had it all this time. I've got the other 2 rings.
That's a +1 to AC and saving throws.
Yep.
Um,
Technically, I've got 2 items attuned because I've also got the Fog, right? And I think that counts as an attunement item, Chris.
what,
Yeah.
what have you got?
Also,
so
has
far?
anybody actually read this stunning strike skill? It's actually incredible.
Yeah, I've got the belt of... Yes, I've read the Stunning Strike skill.
You know smites aren't verbal? What?
Yeah, I've got a belt of Dwarven kind. It's my other attunement item.
What about the cold ring I gave you?
Oh, okay.
You never actually gave that to me.
Oh,
Sorry,
We
to-
discussed it, but we never actually did it.
Sorry to
I should
randomly
probably
pop
chuck
up,
you
but
that.
yeah, if anybody wants that, then you're more than welcome to it.
who's got the lowest AC? That's a
Why
good.
is my armor not in?
That would either be Irina or Andy, maybe? Was Andy's AC?
Andy's are already attuned to 3 items.
Huh?
As well as
I'm
you.
attuned.
I can't remember if I'm. What am I attuned to?
My AC is
Um,
15.
My AC is broken.
Pearl of
at the moment.
Power.
The wheel
The
shield.
shield.
Sorry, DMP mount.
And technically Candlewick.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, because
My
Candlewick
AC
is kind of like egg, but apart from mine's my son, yours is
But if
a
you get
weird
Why is
one.
my AC on my sheet suddenly 12? What?
Yeah,
yeah,
mine as
mine
well.
was 11.
Mine's
Yeah, alright,
apparently
everyone.
15.
Guys. Alright, I installed a new module recently, and it's the AC for everyone has gone up the Swanee, so don't worry. It will be fixed eventually. But for now, yes, your AC is not being calculated correctly.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, Fouundry.
No, it's me. I'm the one who did it.
But seriously,
But
whose
it's-
AC's the lowest?
Mine's 15.
Mine's 15 as well.
Chris, I don't know how to rotate myself.
Mine's
back
like
up.
18 with the shield, so I'm good.
And
Hold control.
Andy is
Yes.
15, but obviously she's attuned to 3 items already. She can't unattune to any of hers.
Or you can hold shift.
so
Huh?
Carius could have it if he doesn't want the Ring of Cold for cold protection.
No, because he's only got 2 things attuned. He can just pop another.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We
but
spoke about him having the Ring of Cold, but if he wants the Ring of
I
Protection
mean,
instead,
considering the chance of us running into something that uses cold damage in the desert seems very low. The Ring of Protection seems more immediately useful.
Yeah, I'll walk over to Carius, trip, land on one knee, holding this outstretched ring to Carius.
oh, you proposing?
I mean,
let's not joke about Kashan can't trip. Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm attractive, but I didn't realize you were falling for me.
Yeah, I'll hand the ring over to Carius.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this where he can't attune it because we're probably going to end up in combat.
Yeah, I won't be able to, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, the build-up of suspense has gone out the window, so we're just going to have this dragon come flying in. At this point, a pair of wings spread across the sun and begin to swoop down towards you.
I cast mirror image, by the way.
Okay. It lands into the sand.
Is it
actually in front of you? It flies overhead, and you see this large shadow loom across the sand before it lands and spins around before you. It is unmistakably Tilrog Fulmination, and he stands as in on all fours before you, blocking your path.
Can you wait a moment? We're sorting our magical items. Thank you.
He paces back and forth on the sands, looking at you from some 55 foot away.
I'll call out to him in Draconic, of course, and say, "Can we help you?" Jamie, stop! You're literally throwing the camera back.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you've only got one. Even if you have mirror image, they're all on top of you. So he says, "Oh, you're the party from earlier. I mistook you for little ants. I thought it would be a tasty meal. After all, you're getting cooked alive out here."
Well, your mistake. Bye!
I mean, would you like to fly us over to where we need to go?
Think I'm some sort of taxi service.
You're starting to act like one.
I mean, if you're going in that direction anyway.
Couldn't help but notice you're exchanging some treasures amongst yourselves. Ones that you didn't.
Bye.
Ones that you didn't include with your bribe. Irina, he is sufficiently pissed off enough with that. As he looks at you with these wild eyes, you see crackling lightning building in his mouth, and he rears back his head. And Yuriyun's like, "What? Hold on now. You don't need to resort to violence. We already have
to stop your friend here.
We already have an accord." Yeah, he is. He's trying to. And then you hear Yuriyun say, "You're an outsider. Why he even listened to you is beyond me. You're not welcome here as much as the others are. And to think that you could even woe the Baroness. Laughable. Why on earth would she fall for an outsider like yourself?" And he just looks across and sort of eyes up the dragon, but he seems to be continuing conversation, trying to remain cordial. But you can see that the adult dragon is picking up on something, and you see behind him his tail is wagging and gesturing to the ground and tapping it, almost like he's clued in with his own blind sight. And he points out several mounds of sand rushing towards you. They are well stealth, but him letting you know that they're there basically reveals them. He says, "Oh, you need not be so unflattering with your remarks. Why don't we get along? I thought this was all about community." blue dragons, after all, are supposed to be social creatures. And he keeps on gesturing with the tail, and he points 1, 2, 3 in different directions.
Yeah.
We also
And
Just sort of
still.
gestures to Lahiri to move into the middle of the group.
Shan, stop moving. Stay still.
How far away are they? Like, obviously they're approaching us, but how far away are they at the moment?
about 65, 40 foot, and 70 foot.
Do we want me to get Lahiri out of the way?
If possible.
Vanish.
No, I grab her and I can dimension door away as far as I can to get her to
Might
safety.
be worth it, but then we're also leaving her potentially unprotected.
Yeah.
I mean,
keep
technically I'm going with her, but yeah.
Yeah, you'd be
I
going
mean, I
with
didn't
it.
know if you were coming back or not.
Or I could grab her and pop her into the ethereal with me. Hang around in there.
You can do that? I thought it was just you.
It is just you, actually. And yeah,
Mhm.
Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a shame.
but
Wait,
that's
hold on. Can I?
I'm actually really excited
and
about
of course you haven't got time to necessarily discuss this whilst this
I'm
is
just
happening.
checking something.
So
Hold on.
if you want to do said things,
I'm just telling Lahiri to get in the middle of the group, right? She's likely to be protected.
Yeah, if this dragon is pacing back and forth, if we stay extremely still, maybe they'll all go for him instead.
Assuming they're not his allies underground. Because remember, he had 3 members of his posse.
Oh, you think this is 4 dragons?
And there's potential.
Can dragons burrow?
I think
you don't have
so.
time to discuss. I'm going to say right now, you see the as this conversation's going back and forth, as he's just accused him of being an outsider and why would the Baroness fall for him, he says, we should be all cordial. We're one big happy family. And, well, let's face it, not like she was really taken by any other of the males in our group. Especially yourself. Far too savage. You're like a white dragon. And he's just like, dare compare me to those animals. Says, I've got more chance than any of you. And he, at this point, Tilrog rears back, breathes in, and you feel ozone in the air. You smell it building up. You feel a static as your hair kind of goes back on end. And yes, he's preparing to launch
Are we
a
about to
blast
take on
straight
an
towards
adult
you.
dragon?
Why
He's
don't
not
we
an
just lead
adult
them to it
ninja.
and keep on going? Because this is stupid. We're not part of
Like,
this.
I just want to carry on going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
This is
it
dragon
felt-
politics. They're
Okay.
fighting over a female. We're not involved.
But he's about to
It's
shoot
more
in our
what we-
direction, and I don't want that. I'm all about peace and prosperity, but this guy's pieced me off.
Yeah, he's pissed
Right.
me off too, don't get me wrong, but
Right. Tilrog, we're going to leave you to it, and we're going to continue on our way because we've got a job to do.
He says, if I kill you now, there's no need for a storm. And I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Of
I
course.
tried. I also didn't want to fight if I could help it. But let's...
He's
Hold the
forcing
scale.
the hand. My initiative button is just.
Yeah,
Is
mine's
it on the
not-
turn order?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it on there.
Oh, that unknown combatant? I don't know what that is. Get rid of it. Okay.
Yeah. Attack close on the turn order. Shouldn't
You
be.
said,
but-
yeah, as he should be, right? Because you've got him technically out. Or is he...
Yeah, but normally, like, familiars and summons normally go on your initiative just straight after you.
Actually, they don't. They go on their own initiative, believe it or not.
In a lot of cases, though, most of them, they go on their own initiative, but it's considered straight after yours.
Hmm.
From what I've read of some, but yeah. Well, Taklo's going first, if that was Taklo's role.
That was Irene.
Arena. Which, for some reason...
What's the plan?
I just need Andy and Irina to roll initiative, and then we'll see.
Exactly.
The initiative button's not working, so I've had to roll it manually. I've got 22, Andy's got 16.
All right then. So, Irina, you're up first. You can see this crackling lightning building up. The static is, yeah, in the air.
I'm gonna look to the group, and I'm pointing to like Lahiri and Andy, and I'm just like, safety over fighting.
Yes.
Carius nods but he's going to ready his weapon because
I am, in which case, going to grab Andy and Lahiri, and where am I?
Can you do more than one with Dimension Door?
No, you can't.
I'm not doing Dimension Door.
Oh, right. I'm really curious. What
Oh
you're
no,
doing
hold
now.
on, maybe not. What has happened to my sheet? It won't let me roll it.
Probably close the sheet and then open it again.
Everything's just messed up. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm casting etherealness. I'm dragging them into the ethereal plane with me, basically. But I need to double check first, because I can't remember if I can do this or not yet. If I'm at that level, if I can take multiple people, I've just got to check.
I think you need 8th level spells to target.
Yeah, but I'm checking if I've got an 8th level spell slot. Just bear with me.
You have 8 level spells.
I don't think I do. That's why I'm checking. I've got 7th because that's what level the spell is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's.
Then
54.
that's it. Then you're at 7.
Okay, in which case I cannot do that. So that bugs up my idea. So instead, you can pop yourself into the ethereal anyway, can't you?
Yeah, but
Right.
no matter where I go, I'll end up back the same place.
Yeah, but you'll at least be safe for a little while. Oh god, this is annoying. Damn it. Alright, fine, we'll do this then.
Okay. Sure. You're doing this on him.
It's a 20-foot sphere.
Okay.
It's all I
Alright.
got. To give us time at least.
So,
That's a fail.
oh really? Wow. Okay then. Yeah. So he fails with the synaptic static. The crackling of your own psychic energy counters on with some of the electricity building up around him.
He is muddled for 1 minute.
Okay.
So during that time, rolls a d6 and subtracts the number rolled from all attack rolls and ability checks, as well as Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration.
Yep.
So yeah, he's
That's
confused for a minute.
All right
Or
then.
Muddled.
Okay. Cool. Going down the turn order. Straight after that is Taklo.
Taklo, I'm going to have just sit on Lahiri's shoulder because he can't do a lot in this particular situation. He's not a combatant, really.
Cool. All right then. Tilrog is going to unleash his lightning breath,
Shoot.
and to do that, wow. So where he's from, that's a 60-foot line. And if I want to get more people, yeah, he definitely wants to get Irina in there.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Maybe here. He looks like he, again, with the pacing back and forth, looking for the exact angle to get this in. It's actually harder than what I thought. I'm sure there is one. Nope. All right, so it's going to be Irina and Yuri. You need to make me a dexterity saving throw. As the lightning bellows from his mouth, it arcs and shoots straight towards you guys.
Even with less, I can't help with that, unfortunately.
Ooh, boy.
Who's rolling, sorry?
Irina.
Yuri.
Urian doesn't need to roll. So,
Oh, yeah.
Irina, you take... Hmm. Uh,
10d10. Fuck. Oh. Yay.
Oh, but his DC's only 10. Apparently.
no, it's all
No,
fucked.
16 DC.
That's better. There it is. About average on the damage roll. You take 54 points of lightning damage as this streaks across you and racks your body. After your counterattack went off before his, but he does not seem to show any signs of mercy. And of course, he laughs and bellows at this. Cooking just like the ants you are. Okay, after that, he also takes flight straight into the air. Yeah, he probably flies up at least 50 foot. He can go further. The sheets are messed up.
He can go 80.
There you go then. Alright. He goes 80 foot into the air. And as he does, he says, "Rise, my brothers! Wipe these invaders of our land!" Okay. Then it is... Who else? Yuriyun sighs. Some people just can't take no for an answer, as he completely seems unaffected by the lightning that's just crackling around his scales. Okay. Immediately from beneath the sands, a dragon begins pushing its way forward out of that mound that just emerged there. And,
Oh my god.
yep. He immediately aims his breath down the line of you guys right there. I need, once again, Irina, Llewellyn, this time Andy and Carius as well, to make me dexterity saving throws.
Oh my god.
Okay. Llewellyn, anyone? Okay. You...
Is it magic?
I think Andy's is a failure, right?
It is, yeah.
Andy,
is it
you
magic?
do have bless on you, so you can roll a d4 to add to it.
That's a little lifesaver right there. Andy, you would pass with Carius's bless, because it's a minimum of 1. So...
No, breath weapons don't count as magic for the purposes of magic.
not a spell, no. So everyone, it's 39 lightning damage to Llewellyn and Irina, and it's only 20 points to Carius. And actually, even half than that, right? Because you're resistant. So only 10 points to Carius and 20 to Andy.
Okay, I realise it's... See, I want to try this.
Well, is it your turn?
No, it's a reaction. So yes,
Okay.
it is my turn in this case. Realise
Oh, it's my turn. All right.
that I technically already have resistance, but I'm trying to play into the plot of the Fulgurite. Can I try to use absorb elements on it to try to absorb some of that lightning energy?
You can, yeah, if you want. You can absorb the 10. Go ahead. cast Absorb Elements.
So,
Okay. So you've already got resistance to it, but we'll say that as taking part of that 10, you absorb it into the fog, right? As a charge for later, perhaps.
yeah.
Straight after that, this guy will also fly up. He's moved 5, 10, 15. So we can go at least 75
Keep,
or 70.
keep flying up.
80, 65. There we go. All right, so he flies up 65 foot into the air as well. This guy's also 75 foot. Okay. Then down the turn order, Carrier, it's your go.
Right, now I need to just check the area of these. Yep, they are close enough to each other. Carrius, for some reason my vision just went entirely then. What the hell happened? Why can I not see anything? I literally...
No idea. I have not changed anything.
Yeah, it looked like...
You got your token selected, right?
Yeah, at least that's all I had. I'll look at that in a sec. I am going to cast this hand with a downdraft. I'm taking them out of the air.
Ooh, a strength save, you say?
Yeah, they're probably going to pass, but I'm trying.
Okay. What's your
My
DC?
DC is 17.
So one of them fails, but it's
Yeah.
not Tilrog. No, wait. Yeah, Tilrog is the one who fails, yeah.
Yep.
So this
You
one...
thought you could fly away from me. Get down.
Yeah, alright. He falls prone as well, right?
Yep, basically. Yeah.
Unless he does.
Well, it's a creature must make a strength saving throw if it flies on, or it starts its turn there flying. So technically, that'd be on his turn. He would.
Oh, it's on his turn.
Would be knocked prone on that thing.
Gotcha. Alright then. So he will, on his turn, fall down. You can see he's struggling against the downdraft, trying to keep himself aloft, but he is about to fall.
Yeah.
Okay then. Anything else? Any movement?
I'm grouping together doesn't make sense. So
Not good.
Karis is. Sorry, he's
But
gonna.
it'll be Llewellyn after you finish moving.
Is just gonna move forward a bit so that he's not grouped up with the others.
Okay.
Is only
Alright.
only Tilrog is on the floor, right?
He's
No,
not on the
no
floor
one's on the
yet.
floor.
He'll be on the floor on his turn because he starts his turn now.
As long as Karis doesn't get interrupted, yeah.
Which I would like to add is very annoying.
What? That
Yep.
he's not on the floor yet. Unfortunately, that's the way this spell works. I can't do much more than that.
Llewellyn,
to-
what do you like to do?
I need to move forward. It's not close enough. God damn it. But I do need to move forwards.
Well, he's still 75 foot in the air, so...
Yeah, but if he's coming down, to wait till he comes down.
Yeah, you could hold your action.
Can't, because he still won't be close enough.
Okay.
So... He's 75 foot in the air, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold a disintegrate for when he comes down.
Alright. That's going to be interesting. Okay, holding Disintegrate for when he lands. Then...
not when he lands, when he comes close enough. So even if he...
Okay.
15
It is Andy's go right now. And here he is looking also frightened for her life. But... Kirsty, you're up.
Yeah, what she's gonna do is she's gonna start kind of running, and as she's running, she's gonna pop into the ethereal plane and keep on running the amount of movement she's got. So it's not really clear where. It's not really clear, of course, where she would technically be standing on the map that way to hopefully the dragon. But
Okay.
yeah, that's all she's gonna do.
All right. And he flows into the ethereal, wrapping their robe around them, their cape.
Yeah, she's gonna like start running and then do it as she's running, sort of thing. If that makes sense.
Zigzagging in the sunny. Bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Just remember that when you have the cape, when you move in the ethereal, well, I'll let you just double check your.
She knows that she'll come back
I know
in the
that I'll
same
pop
place.
it back in the same place. Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
The
then.
idea is to be out of dodge for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna put this symbol on you as if you're in the ethereal. That's not necessarily where you are standing. So, Kashan, you're up. Seems it's the other mounds have yet to make their move yet, but
Go
Q,
get
where do
it.
you want to go?
That I see these mounds moving.
Oh yeah, they've been pointed out to you by Yuriyun. So you see one here, and one to the right, over here.
Okay, well, I've just seen what has come out of them. So, with my feline agility, I'm going to try and avoid that happening again. Sprint over to this one, and I'm just going to jam the staff into the sand.
Okay. You can make these attacks. There will be a disadvantage though.
I don't know why that.
I'll
just
need you to roll
lagged
that.
for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
So 17. 17. You're gonna need to use that blessed.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll use that.
Oh yeah, the balloon.
Aha! I knew it would
What
come
is it?
back.
E4.
Default.
Pray for 4. Oh,
8.
Wow.
That's a hit.
Nice.
So your guided strike. It feels like Karis has got a small like static electricity at the end of your staff, almost like a tuning fork, bringing you down into it.
And how deep is it? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, it was just skirting the surface. Like the mound is obviously visible, so it's just beneath the ground.
Okay. So stunning strike for that one. So can't say please.
Okay.
Oh, that
Oh.
misses. Yeah, flying colours.
Okay.
Yeah. Second strike.
That's nearly.
Huh?
I nearly rolled a 3 though.
Yeah, I know. Second
all
strike,
right.
as I know where it is now, and it's skirting across. Can I
It
just
is
go full?
Yeah, you can go full pelt, but you will have disadvantage still, as this thing is kind of like partially covered. You're not seeing where the weak points are, where perhaps the pressure points of the dragon's neck is and such. Roll bless. Do you need that?
Can you
Do you
use
need
bless
that
again?
bless? Yeah.
Yeah, every roll.
Every attack. That's a hit.
Yeah, boy.
Hey.
So another 16 points of damage, and we'll go for another con save. Why not?
Okay.
Wait.
Another con save.
I just realised. Bless and control winds are both concentration.
Oh, they are, aren't they?
That'll do it.
I'll tell you what, Karis. You can.
By weird magic, the absorbing of the lightning energy from the Fulgurite.
You'll need to pick. You'll need to pick one or the other.
Yeah. Well,
Take it. I will take the misses over grounding
Yeah.
till roll.
yeah. So, Karis wasn't expecting them to fly up like that, so he sort of like, shit, and drops that for this. And
Drop bless.
yeah, he would have dropped bless for control winds, I think. 'Cause
Okay,
it
so
seems
these-
more useful.
In that case, I will take my key points back. Thank you.
Yeah, you can take those back. They are unfortunately misses in that case.
Bonus
Right.
action.
What you found is you're striking the ground. It feels like you're hitting just rock, but nothing is connecting. 12's a miss. Oh, that's finally a hit.
21,
Yeah. Okay,
And
gonna
I
roll-
will just leave that. I won't do a stunning.
you're not
strike.
doing a con save. Okay, alright.
Oh, but it did do a natural 1. We don't.
Yeah,
see
what
those
else? I did a
often.
natural. I tell you what, if you want to do it, I'll roll a new.
No.
Don't want to spend it? Okay. Alright. So, after that little hiccup.
Sorry about that. I completely forgot that. Bless his concentration.
Yeah, no, that's all right. We all forget sometimes. Concentration was one of those things. Okay. This one emerges. 5, 10, 15. On the ground. A lot of you guys are far away. Hmm.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's got a choice of targets. So we're gonna roll 1, 2, 3.
If it goes for Lahiri, I'm ripping that thing apart. I don't even care being polite.
Never mind me, I'm just your best friend.
It's
Yeah.
Irina.
But you can handle yourself. You're a combatant. You have a
I have
Okay.
7 hit points.
Oh no.
Irina.
I didn't been hit quite that hard.
I think even with a deck save, Irina is going unconscious as another streak of lightning fires across the battlefield. This one completely blindsiding her and knocking you unconscious. Andy is just barely able to dodge out of the way as the cloak pulls them into the ethereal. This also streaks past Lahiri just in front of her face. It is very, very close to her. And again, this draconic form of Uriun seems completely unaffected. Kind of just itches his neck for a bit, checks his nails, and then looks around and cricks his neck. Ah, you're trying my patience. And that's going to end its go after it flies up about 30 odd foot. So, the one right next to you, Kashan, emerges, doesn't quite expect to see you suddenly there. Rears back, lightning still crackling in his mouth, but he's instead going to come around with a multi-attack.
Bring it. Disadvantage.
True.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's still gonna hit though.
Even with lower, yeah. Even the lower of the roll, you do get hit
boy.
for nasty amounts of damage. 29 points of damage as this thing bites into you. Its jaws just emerge from the ground like a sarlacc pit. And straight after that, it goes with... Oh wait, because it's hit you, right?
Mhm.
And now if you roll normal. Okay. A claw hits you, just hits you for 9 points of slashing damage. And he's got you by the ropes now, and another claw swings from the other side, like batting you to and fro, like a cat with a yarn ball. And you're also taking another 9 points of slashing damage. And that's going to end its go. Okay. And it's just looking at you like, disgusting, tiny two-legged creature. How fragile they are. The lizards go. Doing lizard things.
The lizard cast Matt's healing word on the party.
Sure. You know what it'll do? It'll aid. It'll aid Uriun, but it's not going to do it. Alright. We're going to have... Uriun has had enough of this. He is going to shape change. After he finishes cricking his neck, you see his form explode outwards. Massive wings billow out again, commanding the sands around him.
I will say he will need to make the strength saving throw if he starts flying into the area.
Yeah, I mean he's transforming whilst thinking about where to go here. Let's go. The one that blindsided you guys, that's dangerous. He's immediately gonna fly his full AT over towards this one and intercepts it. That's gonna be its turn though. Its large crocodilian tail kind of slams into him. Both of them seem to be locked in combat. It is back to the top of the round, and it is Irina's turn. I needed you to make a death saving throw. On success. Irina lays there, unconscious in the sands. Meanwhile, Lahiri is probably going to do her best to try and get out of the fight. Might just have to... Wait a minute. Let me just try and make her a medicine check. That sounds more appropriate. She can do something at the very least. This would actually be before Irina's go. Okay, let me just check what she got. Well, thank goodness she's very wise and takes after more of a clerical lineage. She has actually got quite a bit of a high wisdom. Irina, she actually stabilizes you just with a medicine check. She kind of pulls out a few herbs, so maybe some smelling salts, and she sees to your wounds immediately. You're actually stabilized, so you wouldn't worry about that death save. But she doesn't have clerical powers, not yet. Maybe in this moment she can awaken them. That would be a.
I am gonna have Taklo do something.
Okay.
He is gonna fly towards Kashan and attempt to use the aid action to help Kashan.
No problem.
Just basically be a little annoying insect, just like, no, bad dragon.
It flies up his nostril or something. All right. Tilrog falls.
Yep.
And slams into the ground, prone, as the final the downdraft is too much for him.
And he was quite high up, so I want him to take that full damage.
Yeah, he was up 75 foot.
Yep.
So we'll say he's got 70. Do you want to roll it as well? You're the one dealing it. Go ahead, roll 76. And there's a disintegrate on top. Nice. Cook a combo.
70.
Okay. Dex save whilst prone.
Yes. Dex save on pro. I give it disadvantage.
Insta fails before you say anything. Insta fails is literally how I managed to yeet a roper.
Oh yeah. No, it's because he was.
Yeah, he was stunned actually.
But incapacitated, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but prone is incapacitated.
Prone doesn't give you anything.
No.
Disadvantage on anything like that.
No, I feel like it should to some extent.
Yeah.
You can't
Restrained would be.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so bad.
Okay. What else does the downdraft do?
Basic. Ranged weapon attacks would have disadvantage. Creature must make strength saving throw. Other than that, no.
Okay, cool. And I can't fly up again, can I?
You could, but I think you'd have to make a strength saving throw as you try to fly up, essentially.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So he is going to get up from prone, just like kicks a load of sand away from him.
Make a dex save.
Dex save.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dex
against
save.
disintegrate.
Oh, the dex save, right, for the disintegrate, right. Let's do that.
Come on, don't do that.
Nope, it doesn't make it. Just as he's getting up from prone, he's then met with a long beam of blackish energy, and it hits him with such force that it like tears a hole through his scales. You like aiming for anywhere in particular, or like rips through him?
I'd say probably the wings mostly.
The wings, nasty. All right, you rip a hole straight through his wings. He's like, "What? Ah, your kind are just so frustrating. Coming into our land. Desert belongs to us."
And this Tilrog is why you're grounded.
No.
Okay, you actually bloodied him from that. 70 points of force damage is nothing to be scoffed at.
Plus
Straight
90.
after this, he's trying to fly up in the air, realizing the downdraft of wind is pushing him back. He's not going to get much lift with a hole through his wings either. He looks to the left and right, of his allies who have yet to be kind of touched, really. And he says, "Fine. I was going to have this be dealt with faster. But if you want to play the long game, then you can have a slow death when the time comes." And he begins clawing at the ground around him, churning up massive tons of sand away from his, forming a hole into the ground. He says, "I'll see you on the storm." And he digs his way beneath the ground. The
Really?
mound is only visible for about a few feet before it goes fully underground and disappears. Okay,
How far does he get away?
you're unsure because he goes out of sight.
Yeah, he went too deep for us to be able to see.
Meanwhile, the other blue dragon flies down here. Gonna see what he has in his D6. Nope. Gonna come down and give you some claws, Llewellyn.
No.
Yep. I think
Do you have
can you get
shield?
to you? 1 second.
He was what, 75 feet?
Yeah,
in the air?
technically he wouldn't be able to get to you because he flew up so freaking high. If anything, then he's just gonna swoop into the air. He will lower his elevation, but he's above you, about 60 foot in the air. He can't get to you and claw you in that same turn. All right, Carius.
Okay, phase 1 of my plan. Healing word, Irina.
How tall is Downdraft, by the way?
It's a 100-foot cube.
Oh snap! Okay. Hold on then. Before you start your go. Oh crap! Another. Sorry, Llewellyn, I didn't mean to click you. You see the as this dragon tries to fly away. Wait, did he make his pass already? We'd already established that, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, yeah. So he is
I'm
actually
secretly hoping you'd forgotten.
okay.
He had disadvantage because he saw his friend run away.
He's fine. He's just 60 foot above your head right now. He's holding on through the wind, but anyway, go on, Carrots.
So I'm healing word Irina for 7. Because
Okay.
I can, and it makes sense. And then what else can I do? What else can
7.
I do? Yep. What else can I... That's 15 feet. That's... You know what? Why not? I'm gonna vicious mockery him, and I forgot to click him, but I'm just gonna be like, fly off, you overgrown lizard. Your master ran away. Why don't you?
Master.
Rolling six.
I'm not
I've got
sure
my
either.
sharp target somehow.
You've somehow got him targeted.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah. So I may have damaged Sean for 4. Whatever.
I'll
damage
undo
I-
that. There we go. I've undone that.
How much damage did I actually do?
And you dealt the one above you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So he does fail
Wow.
with a 14.
I
Yeah,
rolled
this-
such damage on a 3d4.
Yeah, but he has disadvantage on the next attack. So yeah, he definitely takes it in his stride. He's just like, ugh, he's not my master. He's my captain. And when he leads the charge, your death will be inevitable. We just thought we'd save
I mean, he just did, and now he's running away.
a tactical retreat,
Yeah, if you want.
waiting for our lightning to charge. We are patient hunters.
And yet, you couldn't wait for the storm. Real patient, man.
Your kind are problematic.
Why? Because we're trying to give you an easier job?
Should you succeed in swaying our primeval, then there'll never be a fight. And then where's the glory? Where's the honor?
I mean, is that what this is about? You want to fight with someone? Am I getting that right?
We're fighting now.
No, but I mean, like, with the whole thing, like, that's why you're against moving to the other land, because you want a big fight, right?
I mean, where's the honor in this? You're ganging up on us.
There are more of you than us.
But as you say, we are tiny and insignificant.
I mean, if you really want to fight, and you want a challenging fight, I may have one in mind for you.
Huh.
How does fighting a giant turtle with a city on its back sound? And some flying sharks as well.
Trying to lure us into open water. Will the brass dragon hunt our kind?
I already told... I told you, people, we're going to deal with the brass dragons. That's part of the deal. Or were you not listening?
They weren't listening.
It seems as though they were not. At least these 4.
I am trying my best to help everyone. I know I'm insignificant compared to you. Your lives will span centuries beyond mine. But at the same time, what glory is in a battle where you're certain to win? Which is what you're so certain of. What glory is that?
You hear Yurigun shout from the back, "Go on home, boy. Go on home." All right, it's Lavellin's go.
So I say, so will you leave?
They're still kind of thinking about it. They haven't stopped flying around above your head, though, Lavellin. But they haven't swooped in to slice your head off either.
Then you should learn the same way your captain did.
You're launching another one up with him? Brutal. God, he is. Oh, even worse.
Oh my
I
god.
had to use my 7th level for that.
Oh, did you? Okay. That's
That's
another fail.
88 force
And,
damage.
and again, I'm hoping that going for the wings will bring him down.
You do instantly bloody the creature, that's for sure. Which is impressive. Nearly over half healthing a young blue dragon. Yeah, you hear the cries of agony as this thing is blown a hole straight through his wings. He does look like he's having trouble staying aloft. But
Leave while you can.
we'll see what happens when it comes around to his turn again. As for Andy, where would you like to be?
Yeah, she's just sticking around in the ethereal plane. She doesn't want anything to do with this.
Okay. And then Kishan. No mention, no. You're muted, Ken?
Thank you. Fighting for my life. I'm going to back this dragoon.
With
Mm-hmm.
advantage because you're being aided by the pseudo dragon.
Yeah, your first hit has advantage.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. I will happily take that. Yeah.
Okay. 15 points of bludgeoning?
15 points. Is it bloodied yet?
No.
First of all, stunning strike.
Okay.
Let's just go straight for it.
Ooh. 17. Yeah, they are hardy creatures.
Can I anti-bless it?
Bane, you mean?
Yeah. Second strike. Ooh, there's probably a miss. Ooh,
That is
with with my default. Oh no, wait, we
You
don't
don't
have
have
this.
Sorry.
We had the argument. Cool. I will spend another key. And yeah.
Larry? Hey.
Oh,
Uh,
17.
17's just barely a miss.
Hey.
19's
Is a hit though. And can I get a dexterity saving throw?
Sure.
Charity?
I think it's dex.
16
Passes.
just passes. All right. Yeah, it feels like you're thudding into a wall of
Can I
scales
get con save though as well?
Yep. So you can
as
do
well.
both. Yep.
You can do 2 on 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the flurry of blows open hand technique is just when you do a flurry of blows, you can do it.
Passes again. Yeah.
It's
Well,
not many-
you're used to punching into soft, squishy targets. This thing, you can feel the impact every time. It's like he's wearing armor every inch of his body.
Okay.
Okay. The last blue dragon here, he is currently duking it out with Yuriyun. Don't need to worry about doing all the rolls in the background. You can imagine claws, and they are fighting tooth and nail, and in some cases horn. Blue dragons have these large, predominant, like rhino horns in their head, and they seem to be like headbutting and clashing into each other. The one on you, Kashan, is kind of laughing and shrugging off all your attacks. Like pebbles against a mountainside. And he will come down with another claw bite. Your
It's back up.
yeah, it is. Okay. Which might matter. Yes, it does.
Nice.
The jaws come clenching down on what was your image, but it was just a blur as you kind of
So
move
while
out of
he's
the way.
talking, I just kind of bat it away, slap.
And that means he's still got disadvantage for the next claw.
Oh, that
20.
probably is. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, does connect. You take 11 points of slashing.
The bite was a big one.
It is, yeah.
The 11 does miss.
Yep.
So I just spin it around, I take off a sandal and smack him again.
Oh! Evasive little fly. Like a scarab just waiting to be squished.
It's not saying anything, just full focus.
Okay. Lahiri helps you to your feet, Irina. You're no longer prone, or unconscious for that matter. It's like, where did Auntie go? She seems to be concerned, not having seen her do this technique before. And it is your turn, Irina.
Okay. I sit up. I don't see what's his face.
Nope. He has left stage. He has exited stage left.
Alright, so my good to make myself a target worked. Everyone else seems pretty okay.
They do. Well, Kashan and Llewellyn a bit roughed up.
We'll see.
It's,
Does
meanwhile,
it look like we have like a clear exit at this point?
in front of you, yes.
Heading in the direction we want? I can't really see on the map, it's just a lot of sand.
Yep, that's what it looks like in what it actually looks like. So you're all good.
Okay, I am going to... Right, I am on 7 HP. I'm taking Lahiri and I'm going to dimension door as far in the direction we were heading as I possibly can with her to get her out of harm's way.
Okay. You would go off map and pretty much out of the fight.
Yeah,
So
that's
Lahiri
basically
is
the idea.
gone. Both of them vanish into distance. And you appear on a small dune some 500 foot away.
Cool. So I'm safe. She's safe. They don't have to worry. They got to come
Okay.
in this direction afterwards anyway, so we're good.
Nice. All right. Then you kind of like this scraping of claws down the scales of this other blue dragon as Yuriyun is just tearing into them. You adolescents need to step in line. We did not give an order for an attack. And this one's like, ah, Tilrog did. And he says, Tilrog said to fly into a volcano. Would you do that? They just snaps his jaws back at him in spite. Okay, this one starts its turn there.
Yep, so he has to make a strength save. And hopefully with his wing at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, he's got a damaged wing, so.
Yep, it looks like it. This thing slams into the ground. You can roll another.
You said he was 60 foot up.
Wow, those rolls.
Yeah.
Dragons are supposed to be strong, everyone.
22 damage. 22 more damage.
And without his breath recharging, that is. Oh, it's looking bad for him. 22. His wings are mangled. His jaw even looks broken from the impact that he just suffered. And with sand in his eyes, he can't really see what's going on. It's crackling in his mouth, but it's not enough to even pose a threat to you. And in his frustration, he burrows his head into the sand, both
Because
figuratively,
Because
and he would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
That's
I
if you
will
want to
bash-
use your precious reaction, Llewellyn.
I wish he'd landed closer
I'll
to me
bop him.
because I was going to stop him.
Where's my attack? My attack is stuff.
I had something I wanted to do to that one, but he ran away. I'm going to have to try it on the other one.
We gotta hit him first, right?
Wait, what? That's not what I was clicking. Okay. Wait, what?
Okay.
I
Apparently
didn't
just
roll.
use your staff of swarming insects on yourself.
What's
weird.
happening? You're like feeling around the staff, like buzzing it down.
D20 plus 1.
No.
Okay, you hit the ground and just where you impact it, a couple of insects just like skitter out and they just look at you like, what? What did you expect? That's gonna end its go, Carius. There's only 2 dragons left on the top
Yeah.
side.
Alright, Karis is going to try this. He doesn't think it's going to work. I'm, for some reason, also moving Kashan when I'm trying to move myself. Go away, Kashan's token. Why have I got both of you selected? That's better. I'm going to position myself here. I'm going to get Taklo to... Well, Taklo would have moved down because I'm going to have given this order.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing the aid action again for Kashan. But what I'm going to try to do is I want to try to cast a lightning bolt, but through the fulgurite to see if I can actually damage the dragon with it. Caps is going to try to do it.
Mid-combat, still experimenting, trying to
Yep.
activate it. Okay.
Yeah.
sure,
Because
you
if
can-
there's one thing that's going to terrify a blue dragon, it's getting hurt by lightning.
Okay. I'll make its dex save to begin with, as you're casting a lightning bolt.
Oh, and you've already stored up some dragon lightning.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a failure. The damage, however.
And then, well, I can't technically add the d6 from the absorb elements because that's for melee only, but
Of course, yeah.
imagining that I'm using the dragon lightning as part of the channel to essentially
Right.
break through its own resistance, turning its lightning against it
Okay, so you're using the dragon's lightning. Okay.
through the fulgurite, yeah.
Roll
Trying
me-
to... Yep.
In addition to this, just also roll me a charisma check. Just straight charisma.
Okay.
I hadn't counted for you doing this. So in this moment, we're just going to have you roll 1d20 there. Okay. The lightning feels like it's being channeled. It is still being used as a focus. And it does impact the creature in the way that the lightning bolt should. And in fact, it felt faster. It felt more powerful. But unfortunately, the dragon is still completely immune to it. And it does look wide-eyed for a moment, like, wait, why is he firing lightning? He already knows we're immune. And then it impacts him. He's like, ah, idiot. You're a slow learner, aren't you?
No, well, in the case of what I'm trying to do, yes. In the case of what your kind seem to forget, no, we've already driven off 2 of you.
Doesn't seem to quite follow what you're saying. But nonetheless, the lightning kind of disperses around him and almost coats him in this kind of shield of electricity for a split second. And after that, it is Llewellyn's go.
Okay. Are we past this? A lot further. Yes.
Any more disintegrates? I don't think so.
Sadly not.
No.
But I am going to cast Arcane Hand to aid Kashan.
Okay, nice. Alright. Kashan, you're aided again.
No, not that sort of aid. I mean, to just generally aid, and as a bonus action, it is going to bop him in the face.
Okay, good. Make an attack roll.
Is
this kind of like Bigby's hand?
D20
Yes,
plus
it is
Big
exactly
B's
that.
hand.
8.
It's just called something different.
Except, Kashan, what you'd see for a moment is what does your book? This is casting from your book, right? And this is your hand as well, isn't it?
Technically, yes.
So I'd like to imagine the hand in your book enlarges to an obscene size.
Yeah, it's like a force, but in the shape of a skeletal hand, I guess.
Like your. Have you got chilling touch? Haven't you?
I have, yes.
Yeah, so it's like that, but like 10 times bigger.
Yeah, and it's just all shimmery and almost invisible.
Well, that's also
Yeah.
a hit, so you can roll damage for it.
4d6.
So at first it looks like the Velen's hand, but then it kind of strips away the flesh, leaving just bone behind it. Almost as if it's his hand that's seen like several decades of rot and decay.
Technically, he's seen this before. He got dragged out of the giant, like, starry guy by it.
True. Okay. 15 points of bludgeoning as well. Really nice. Force damage, rather. Okay.
I don't
Andy?
actually... I don't think it is.
Yeah, she's just going to continue to hide in the ethereal plane if these dragons are deciding to hang around.
Okay. Whilst you're here, Andy, I'd like you to make a perception check as well. Whoa, okay. About how good your perception is. So, normally you can't see what's going on in the kind of other realm. You see another worldly space kind of filled with thought, imagination, starlight, and dreams. Except here, even in the vast cosmos, you see crackles of lightning within the nebulas. And it's almost as if you're seeing just the energy of the battle taking fold. Not necessarily the actual physical, like clawing and biting, but you're seeing like the arcs of lightning, and one of them is very close to you. In fact, it's only like 25 foot or 20 foot from you, and it sort of arcs around as if it appears out of nothing and tries to strike into something, but it sort of disperses into a cloud. And the lightning is not too different from the same lightning you saw within the Shrine of the Sun and Moon as well. none of it actually impacts you. Though, it kind of narrowly avoids you. It's like a fight is happening all around you, but you're not. It's like the eye of the storm almost. Kashan.
So, full round of attacks, I say.
Yeah, I guess so.
And your
First
first
one's
one has
advantage.
advantage.
Woo!
See what you
That
get done.
smackety smack on. 24 to
That's
hit.
it.
Bad
Yep.
damage. Con save.
Oh,
You're determined.
Yeah. I will stun a dragon.
more today.
What's he
Continues
got?
to laugh in your face.
It's got +8! Oh my god. He has to roll
I've
like a 2.
described you're like punching into plate mail.
Okay, second strike. Ooh, we're gonna forget that one existed.
Cracked my screen. Still done some good damage to him.
I like how Taclo is finally helping in a combat situation.
Yeah, he's like he's finally fighting for you guys. It took a giant dragon to finally bring him out.
I really want to do it. I really want to do it. I'm just gonna
Right.
keep on doing it. Okay,
You
so
do
yep. Next strike.
Another console.
Another con save. Let's go.
Done it.
No.
Ah, so close.
Last one. I'll take.
Are
away
you
both.
going to give up already?
Never. Another
That's a hit.
Oh, take away 2 from that one, but still a hit. But yeah.
6 points of bludgeoning. And then 11 points of bludgeoning.
No.
9
Ignore the
points.
damage on that. I'm just gonna roll my my Kiar for it, but that's gonna be the damage instead. Oh, it's still 11. Okay, we'll roll with it.
It's 11.
And last stunning strike on that one as well.
Stun it.
Like-
Stun.
At this point, it is actually bloodied, and although it's not covered in blood, you can imagine you're wearing it down. Denting.
Oh no, it's my save!
Oh,
Beat it.
no.
Yeah, you have to roll a 2 or a 1. At this point,
that was
though,
So
so
did you say
close.
that our character sheets were reset?
yeah, but only the AC. Only the AC was affected.
Okay,
Okay.
fine. Keep going anyway, I'm gonna look.
All right. So yeah, you kind of dent in one of the scales, and when you dent it in, the point of it is like deep jabbing into him. It's like, ugh! He lets out a strain of like pain and shock. It's like, ugh! Kind of shrugs it off for a moment, but looks at you with these narrow eyes, and breathes these kind of sparks from his nostrils. That is going to end its go. Oh wait, you'll go, Arthur. It is flying up into the air. It's going to provoke.
Opportunity. Stun it. You can do it.
Gonna attack
Yep. I'm gonna use Sentinel.
Sentinel.
Good shot.
Thank God for miss. Oh, it's getting away. Oh,
Wait,
it's away.
Just a sec. Isn't Kashan save a 50?
I was just actually looking it
Because-
up now.
because
it's
it's 8
proficiency
plus-
5. It's 8
Proficiency
plus
is plus
proficiency
5.
plus wisdom.
And your wisdom is +2. So that's 50. 8 plus 5 is 13.
It
Plus
is
2 is
15.
15.
Why
Technically,
did it come up with a 14?
why is it
15.
14?
Oh no, you didn't say it was a 14. It's a 15. Shit. Well, then it would be stunned, then, wouldn't it? Why is it put a Was it actually a 14 on your sheet?
So it must have not, because it doesn't automatically change on the upgrade. Like that DC save is just a player created thing.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you
that's
made
my
that.
bad.
Oh, you made that. Okay, yeah, I see it. Yeah. No, okay. All right, well then
Cool.
you'd be stunning this thing, wouldn't you?
In that case, hell yeah, try and get away. So in that case, like it probably tries to get away, and I just kind of like grab its horn down and just throw.
Everybody, it's weak. Kill it.
It was trying to get away as well in that moment, and as it kind of like flies away, it sort of just collapses down.
I just
Grabbing its
stand in
head.
front of its eye, just silent.
Okay, we're gonna knock him on
Knows
there.
what's coming.
Knock him on the. All right. Yuryun has another full round of attacks, and at this point, is most definitely going to bloody this thing. I don't see him surviving.
I mean, he's got a plus 12. If he misses, it's insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all of these hit. Full round of attacks. The jaws rend and tear into this creature. In this particular case, you do see blood on the sand, and it is clearly no match for an adult. He is putting him in his place, and at this point, this creature is wounded and trying to get away as fast as it can. You can effectively say this one is out of the fight as well. It flies up into the air, probably some 160 feet. And yeah, you just hear Yuryun shouting, "That's right. Run back to Mummy. Now." He turns his head round. That leaves just one. And he's going to fly over towards him.
I got it.
Irina, you're 500 feet away.
Got this.
I mean, if me and Lahiri are safe,
Then
we're staying put and we're just gonna wait here for the others. I'm gonna sit on the floor, try not to pass out, and just chill. They got this.
Right. So Taklo is going to be doing his normal aiding thing. Carius, though, because I can and because these dragons have annoyed me, is going to quicken a thunder step. He's going to thunder step over to this guy. Not doing any damage because it's where the air. So there's an explosion of sound. Carius appears next to this guy and is going to swing down with his glaive of flying, surrounded by booming blade energy.
nice. All right, go ahead.
And I have advantage on this because it is stunned.
Booming bonk.
Technically, that should be an extra +1 because I would have been using the wave bender, but
All right.
yeah,
10 points of damage.
it should be 11.
Okay,
It
11.
should be 11, and then right, let me remember how this works. Nope, that one wouldn't have affected. Does that one affect? No. Okay, and then I just need to roll my initial booming blade damage, which is 2d8 on top of that.
Another 5. That thunder.
So, yep.
Okay, yeah, not immune to that.
And I don't believe I get any. Wait, is it Wrath and Storm? No, it's not destructive. No, it's not destructive. I swear there's
Alright.
one when I do thunder damage, it does something.
There's an explosion of sound over there. You see kind of like a couple of scales come flying off his body. Kishan's still holding onto the horn on the ground. And it is Llewellyn's go.
Yes. So, start off with D20 plus 8. I'm guessing that misses. That's my arcane hand.
Yeah, you have advantage.
Oh, I do. Come on.
That's making a hit.
D6.
9 points. Pushing it deeper into the ground is looking very rough.
I'll also move it on the opposite side, so now it's over here.
Okay.
Side. And I am going to be like, you keep it there, I'll make sure it dies.
Yuryun suddenly turns around and says, "Die! No, no, no.
We're not trying to kill it, Llewellyn. We just want it to know its place.
Well, I'll knock it down then.
If
keep
one
it
of
there.
yours turned on me, you wouldn't want me killing them, would you? Just because there's an argument?"
No.
Precisely. Do not end this one's life.
Okay, change of plan. Charm monster.
Okay, it'd be disadvantage, but well, he'd have advantage rather.
Yeah, because
Wisdom save.
yeah, I was going to qualify it, but
That's a pass.
yeah.
I respect your restraint. The younglings often try little upstarts like this to challenge the might of their elders. All right. Kush, Andy's still within this astral sea for the time being. Kushan.
Well, I nearly got bragging rights to say that I took on an adult blue dragon all by myself.
Young.
Young blue dragon, but
Well, you had an arcane hand.
I would have said adult because that's what a good bard would do.
Exaggerates the story. Yeah, true.
You had tackle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a 31
Correct.
instead, it's fine.
Correct. It is. You're breaking the horn into chunks right now.
Yes.
His head is getting mangled. At any point, you could break into his actual brain at any moment.
Still on it.
And I am going to use my key and pad strikes just purely because I just grab its horn, sweep its legs out, and I just take it to the ground so it's at least prone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But people are going to need to do stuff quick because I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it there. And then my last strike while it's on the ground. Ooh, that's 16.
Good job that misses, because that would have done over 1 point of damage.
is that what it's on? Then
It's
it
on
best
9
not.
HP.
Then it best not move.
Mm-hmm. It is right after that going to come to consciousness, because it is no longer stunned.
If
And
I
you
were
see
you,
that-
I wouldn't move.
You punched a whole section of its like lower jaw out, and it's like teeth like mangled and twisted. And as he kind of looks around, shaking his head, he sees Yoryun up above him, and the one who'd been pummeling him into pulp this entire time. He's like struggling to get up, and instead begins to shift himself sideways really, really quickly, back and forth. It's what the some creatures of the desert do to sort of sift themselves into sand. You see sand really beginning to bury his tail.
In which case, as soon as he starts bearing himself, he takes
Yoryun
2d8.
shouts, "Let him go!"
I mean, I would, but
You can't make an attack of opportunity with the arcane hand.
no, but
No.
I
He says,
don't
"Let
even
him
have
go."
to.
Knock him unconscious.
That's not how the spell works. If he moves, he's taking damage.
Huh?
If you
Oh, the booming blade.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Well, then you'd best roll. How much damage is it though?
knock him unconscious.
3d8,
It's 1d8.
3d8 at this point.
He's gonna go unconscious then. If that's the case, he stops in his tracks and immediately he can feel like there's this latent energy about to blow up on him.
I did say,
And
give it a few
Yoryun
moments
says,
and you can...
"Well, at least this gives us a moment to tell you that if you should try and attack this party before the allotted time of the storm, then I will let Xionos know of your insubordination. Is that clear? Even if you were to survive another battle, you would not be welcomed back into the club. Considered outcast. And trust me, you don't want to be one of those."
Agreed. Trust me, you don't want to be one of those.
Agreed. You don't.
Agreed.
He looks around like, huh,
Agreed, you hear from the
Eh.
ethereal.
I knew there was a reason why we would get along. We share a common bond. And you see his long crocodilian tail land on top of his head and just pushes him into the sand. That's going to end combat there.
Right.
I will immediately start picking up any scales that got knocked from his body.
Yeah, Carius is particularly looking to see if there were any scales or anything from the one he lightning bolted, to see if like he managed to do anything, or he might not have done any damage, but did he knock off a scale? Did he do anything that actually looked like he did more than what a lightning bolt should have?
No, it didn't, I'm afraid. But we should go for a quick break here, now that everyone is safe. But I don't know how Andy would probably know this, because there is no more lightning streaking across the cosmos and in these nebulas. Seems like it all goes quiet. But when we return back from the break, hopefully everyone will be reconvened. So we'll see you in a bit. Bye.
I wasn't expecting a break.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that was more. That wasn't. Well, that went better than expected, but I really didn't want that to happen.
Yes, I must apologize on my kin's behalf. They are obviously not falling in line with the rest of our kin. Then again, we didn't specifically give an order not to attack you, so but they're very much skirting the edge
Yeah.
of what's acceptable there.
They're young, they're brash, they want a bit of freedom. I know what that's like.
Precisely. It's so hold on. Did I hear rightly that you're all exiles or outcasts or something?
Well, I was banished for like 3 years. I've only just come back. Technically, I'm still banished, I think, but
Still
I don't know when I was allowed back. But I came back to help save the day.
Yeah, and I was exiled for being able to do what I just did to your brothers.
Not my brothers, but my kin nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yep, and I think Irina might be one of the only members of the group who's not like on the run or something like that. Irina, you're not on the run from anything, are you, that I'm forgetting?
Irina's like major, like she's away from you guys. She's like 400 feet
Yeah, we're
away.
assuming
Yeah.
everyone's caught up together now. But actually, we'll go on to that real quick because Lahiri is obviously sort of a bit concerned. She's like, "What happened to Andy? She vanished."
She's fine. She can do that.
I'm right here.
Ah! You just appear out of nowhere.
That's fine. It's a normal skill. I can do it. She can do it.
Huh. I don't know the extent of all your powers.
Well, now you do. It's fine. She's fine. That's why I didn't bring her with us, because I knew she had her own way of being safe.
Fine.
Thank you for saving me. Sorry, sorry I couldn't do more in the fight.
Trust me, it's better that you didn't and stayed safe.
Hmm.
But yikes, that's fights.
Andy, when you came out of the Astral Sea, once again you kind of bring your cloak around to envelop yourself, and there's that sort of, you go from feeling completely weightless to feeling like you're kind of back into a sense of gravity, and your thoughts become suddenly more solidified. Instead of these kind of airy ideas, they become like physical. But
Well, do you know inside Andy's head?
no, I have no idea. But I'm just saying,
probably mostly food.
Yeah.
when you're in that
What's
space,
that smell?
thoughts can manifest, is what I'm saying. Like your very thoughts can become a
I know.
reality.
I'm just joking around. So.
Yeah. But when you do that, there is one thought that kind of flashes before you, an image or a memory, perhaps, in that space. When you use the cloak, you see what you've seen before. It's kind of recognizable. Is a set of hands, feminine hands, delicately enchanting the cloak. And you saw this before. Do you remember me mentioning?
Yeah, I remember.
There's
Yeah.
this sprinkling of like some sort of dust, maybe more than that though, more like sparkling diamond dust. As it sprinkled onto the cloak, it became the stars that light up.
Before she pops back completely, then she just shouts out, "Mum!" Because that's what she's assuming it is. But of course, probably by the time she's finished saying that, she's back in this plane.
Yeah. It suddenly feels like a distant dream that you had the night before, and it slightly fades away, but it was there for a split second.
She just screams out into the heavens, "I need answers, damn it!"
Are you okay? Lahiri seems concerned.
Talking to myself, just ignore me.
I pull out the skull and say, "You can talk to him if that helps. He's a great listener."
I'm good. She's a little bit.
I'm just gonna turn it around to face me.
It's a head. It's a skull. It's a head. You know,
I'm
her
just
dad
gonna-
was beheaded.
I'm just gonna turn it around to face me and just be like, "Don't take it personal," and then I'll tuck it back.
Why are you
Like,
holding?
don't worry, he's a friend of mine.
Oh.
Okay.
He was goblin who worked at the libraries, and like I promised I'd take him to see the world, but he died on the way, so I promised I'd take him with me.
You cut his head off and took that with you?
I didn't cut his head off! Look, I'm not a healer! What was I supposed to do? Just leave him? Look, I buried the rest of him, but I promised I'd take him with me.
Okay.
He still comes around. Like, he still helps.
Okay.
Lahiri just looks left and right.
I can sort of like bring his sort of spirit, and he can go around and invisibly do things if I ask him, but only to a certain degree.
I see.
But I didn't mean to upset you. It's like he's important.
I know. It's just it's a Ed.
Well, I can't fix that, I'm afraid.
I appreciate the thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by the way, goblins here don't try to befriend you. Goblins are pretty mean around these parts, by the way. Just warning you.
I'm not normally like if someone comes at me with a bad attitude, I give one right back. But this one with my friend, so maybe don't be racist.
I'm not being racist. I'm telling you, these goblins are vicious. They attack people.
And
attack
I don't intend to make friends with them then.
How did you become friends with the goblin anyway?
I told you he worked at the library where I worked. He was very good at finding trinkets where nobody looked. He knew the sort of underground tunnels quite well. He taught me how to see my way through the dark. Things like that, you know? Skills you pick up. Useful for treasure hunters.
Let's see.
The library didn't employ them often. He was more like a glorified servant, if anything, but, you know.
So long as he had a long, happy life, that's all that matters.
I mean, towards the end, I suppose. Once he got out of the library.
See.
He'd been in there since, I don't know how old he was, but he, you know, again, he taught me some skills that I still use today. And when I became a journey mage, I asked if he could come with me as my assistant, and they allowed it. So, you know, he finally got a little bit of his freedom back.
Well, at least you're helping him fulfill his wish.
Well, that's the main idea. If I make a deal, I make a deal.
You're looking pretty roughed up, by the way. Your hair is a little bit on end.
It's been worse. It's fine.
Okay. Thought I'd let you know.
She just sort of combs it out with her fingers and sort of braids it back so it's out of the way.
All right. The others finally would catch up to you at this point, and everyone's together. Finally.
I'm just sat on the sand.
And Karis is just
Scared
like,
all the time.
Irina, you're not on the run from anything, right?
No, everything I've done so far has been pretty legal.
Okay, so Irina's the odd one out of the group.
What, because I'm not a criminal?
I'm not technically a criminal. I was just banished by my family. There's a difference.
I have more authority than any of you put together.
I'm
I
not.
mean, I technically was not banished. I just left home and have to hide.
That's kind of what it means.
Yeah, but no one kicked me out.
I left of my own accord.
I did.
I'm pretty sure all your authority left when you left the capital.
I don't know if I still am on the run.
No, as a journey mage, I have credentials that give me authority in lots of places.
I don't think they give you authority in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
No, I just said I have more authority than any of you. I never said in this particular place.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. True, I guess. If you want.
But yes, of all of us, I am not a criminal. I don't think.
I'm not. I mean, technically, I'm as much I'm as much a criminal as any of you would be if you came to where I used to.
Actually, technically, they did try to arrest me in Weep, but that wasn't my fault. They're a bunch of magic-hating losers.
Yeah.
By the word of law, technically I am. She's not bothered by it.
She accepts what she is inside.
I'm a little thief. It is my profession.
Which is a very useful profession.
Yes.
be very useful if we do have to deal the sapphire.
Huh?
What?
What did you say?
Nothing?
I swear you heard. I heard a name I recognize from our clutch of dragons.
What?
No.
That
No, not Zaf.
who?
So,
He said it would be useful if we needed to steal the Star Sapphire.
You probably
Oh,
heard
right.
Seth.
Yes. Yeah.
you need to listen a little bit more.
You need to speak up a little bit more. Just you speak in a strange tongue.
It's his microphone. It's not close enough to his mouth.
I mean, technically, I have 2 phones.
But nobody let me offer myself up as bait for Dragon Lightning again, please. That hurt.
Yeah, if anyone should be offering themselves up as bait for Dragon Lightning, it should be either the blue dragon, who can't be hurt by it, or me.
Look, to be fair, I just wanted to walk past and go.
Honestly, I would have been for that, but Tilrog.
As an ass.
Yeah.
And, like, the donkey kind.
I mean, he wanted us to show us our might, and now we have. So maybe lay off for a bit.
I think it was more than that, but yes, I think at the very least there's a silver lining. Probably won't be getting any more interruptions from him whilst you're here.
And him and his other friend probably won't be flying very well for the next God knows how long.
True, they'll have some time to recover. Unfortunately, Tilrog has rose to some station. He does have a certain amount of thugs under his command. But going back to as we were sharing stories of exile, as I've mentioned, I'm not quite as ingrained with their society as the others. I come from a far, far desert to the west, but couldn't stay there for reasons, shall we say.
So
What reasons? You can't say that and leave it. What reasons?
Oh, might have got into trouble with one of the females there, and the female's mate.
Andy just rolls her eyes and she's starting to walk.
Why am I not surprised?
Do you
Let's
just
go.
love every pretty face? Is that what it is?
Oh, it takes two to.
I'm just gonna sort of put my arm around Lahiri and Andy and just get them both away.
It takes 2 for you to bribe them into love?
It is not bribing.
2.
Just so we're all aware. You're the ones who are bribing us.
For safety, not to live a full life
Yeah,
together.
you don't understand. Blue dragons have a sort of draconic dating system whereby we exchange gifts and treasures between the pair. Then we present our courtship before the suzerain, who will then either give their blessing or not. The suzerain being Bromerath, the primeval. He is effectively the leader. And, well, only then will we be allowed to actually procreate. And a time before then is considered, well, against the law, effectively.
Oh. Is that what you tried to do when you got exiled last time?
You were thoughting.
Something along the lines, yeah. But I'm doing things by the book now. That's why this Star Sapphire is important. Can't be skirting the rules anymore.
Well,
We are literally all wingman in this dragon.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty
So
much.
you see, not a sleazy trying to buy her love. I
You've-
feel like she, deep down, she really does know her heart, but for the sake of the whole audience in front of the dragons and proving our courtship, it needs to be something that's gonna wow the suzerain. Now that we're all more well acquainted, says you said that you had a destination in mind.
Yes, we're going to Rashkar to meet my brother, who's meant to be competing in a race with quite a hefty prize, which will hopefully be part of our bargaining chip to either find the star sapphire or buy it.
Mm. Gold is good to have. He kind of smiles and gives you a wink. Can never have enough gold. And well then, lead on. And you guys, for the sake of brevity, we'll fast forward you guys back to Rashkar. Finally, you've already made all your con saves. As you eventually return to this place, see the small remote settlement. It is a desert hamlet, and it's a crucial stop for travelers crossing the desert. But it's alone. It's the only lone sliver of civilization for miles, and the redstone buildings rise no higher than like 1 story or so. And there's some dark dirt roads running through the through its little buildings. It's notably cooler here as well, around these towns. Potentially the shade of some of the buildings. The residents are few. The ones you met last time were, I believe, what's it? Buckton and Dallas, wasn't it?
Sounds right, I think.
Yes.
There was a half orc and a hobgoblin.
Yes, definitely.
Cool. Okay, so Dallas is the half orc. She's the current mayor of Rashkar, and she said that she was worried that the race was going to be postponed due to there being some monsters within the ruins where they plan on like having the race sort of take place. And that was evidence. Buckton was evidence, as the hobgoblin had seemed to be afflicted by some sort of mummy rot curse.
So we need to take out these monsters so the race can go ahead.
Assuming it hasn't already whilst we were gone.
Yeah, it was supposed to be today, in fact. And as you kind of run up to the dirt road, you see Zerilius sees you guys coming. And he's kind of got a solemn-looking face in his expression. Ugh. Finally, you guys are all alive, I'm guessing? Yeah? 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Just got the head count. Whoa, hold on. Who's this?
This is our
Cousin.
new friend.
Who?
Guy we met in the desert. He's gonna
For
be
once,
helping.
I would like you to remember my name, please.
I was trying not to address you by name in this case.
You only
But
need to mouth
whatever.
over me.
This
Uma
is-
Master? Or something like that.
I keep forgetting how to pronounce it because that's such a
Uriune.
Uriune. This is Uriune. He's
Thank you.
He's magnetic, apparently.
yeah, he has a magnetic personality, and we were drawn to him, and he's going to be helping us find what we
You're
need.
tiefling as well?
Yes.
But not from your clan. From far, far to the west. What, you don't think you were the only blue tieflings here, did you? Anyway, pleasure to meet you. Heard you had a race. And everybody's like, we're supposed to have a race, but then everyone's been up in arms about these damn skeletons or zombies or something, and you guys are powerful adventurers. Could you just go kill them or something? That would be much, much appreciated. And I could actually get on with my race.
I mean, considering we need you to win this race, sure, why not?
Cool.
Yeah.
You look a bit beat though. Shall we? If you want, there's a tavern here. You guys can, or an inn. To eat, sleep, leave bed, and breakfast. Eat, sleep, leave bed, and breakfast.
Yeah, that works.
Sure.
So you head on to this small, tidy inn. It's hosting a couple of visitors, but it seems to have a quiet atmosphere. Like compared to like maybe ruckus of campsites outside. But as you enter into the tavern, you see that there is another orc, this time full orc, and it is the barman. He seems to be visibly troubled,
Of course he is.
and a couple of patrons are like talking to him, and he's kind of looks like he's worried about something. But he dutifully tends to your needs. Should you ask for any rooms? He says, "Really hope this rally goes without a hitch.
Rally?
The race, yes.
Yes.
If it's anything like last year's, then we're gonna have some trouble."
What happened last year?
It's a bit of a tale, but he places down the kind of glass that he was cleaning and says, "I think it's tied to why the dead have come back." His voice goes low, like thunder in the distance. He says, "It's the curse."
Of Strahd? I mean, what?
That
The
just
dead
reminds
come
me of a
back. The dead are coming back for the rally.
They want to race too? What?
He gives a nod.
Oh, I was joking, but okay.
I mean, if that's
Can-
the case, why not just let them race? More competitors, more fun, right?
Except that people could get hurt, or worse, killed.
I
Just
mean,
like he kind of goes very, very saddened for a moment. Sort of like has to compose himself. It's 10. Nash. It's their curse. No one was faster. Nothing could beat them. Except death. Then the Corsairs came. Was it only last year? Huh. And they bet so much. They bet everything on their horse and rider. Corsairs never knew the fear of defeat. Fear or defeat. Ten and Nash taught them the meaning of both. Wasn't even close. Well, he looks down at his boots. Turns out Corsairs don't like to lose a fight. A fortnight later, strangers came to town. I knew something was wrong. They were different. Assassins. Don't know what happened. I wasn't there. Wonder if she put up a fight. Either way, the stables, they caught fire. There was an explosion, and well, the assassins were all dead. But the Corsairs got what they wanted. And I couldn't save her.
Her being
10.
9.
Tenn, by the way. She is now the one who haunts the rally. She's not going to let anyone race. Never again.
So, with spirits and curses and unfinished business, do we need to defeat the Corsairs who ended their lives, or do we need to beat their best time?
Corsairs are likely all dealt
does
with
it-
already.
So we need to beat their best time. What was the best time on the race?
Don't know how you came to that conclusion. The orc takes a deep breath, and then there's something like pride burning in his eyes. Besides, you'd never beat her. He notices your look. I see it in your face. You're wondering. Did I love her? I would have. That another time, perhaps. Tenn and Nash were the best duo on the race. Nash was her whore, her faithful companion, a massive warhorse, the fastest ride in the desert. Tenn loved the Rashkar rallies. She was the reigning champion until that tragedy.
Maybe we could have beat her. Her spirit.
That is a good thing. Maybe she'll only be put to rest if someone beats her in a race.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, but then apparently that was really confusing. Because
It's
if all
worth
the
a shot, isn't it?
if all the Corsairs are dead, then it's not like a revenge curse. It's just yeah.
Wait, you're actually going to try and race her? Or what?
Well,
Invite her to the race?
sure.
Why not?
Invite her to the race. I reckon my brother can beat her. If anyone can.
Never
Much
had
as
the
I
race.
hate to admit it.
Yeah, never had a race against the undead before.
Can't say I have.
Well, that's the excitement you need around this place. Spruce the rally up a bit.
I don't want to stop you, but if you think it's a good idea, go ahead. I just would rather nothing gets violent.
Though, if worse comes to worse, I can always make them run away. Though, that would have to wait till tomorrow to do that.
Well, you're more than welcome to take a nice rest here within the inn. It
That
is
would be nice.
Let's have a look. It'll be 4 gold ahead, and that includes a full breakfast as well. And and it's also what's the word? All inclusive as well for drinks for 24 hours.
So there's 8 of us. 8 times 4 is
Wait, is that 4 gold each?
32.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yuriun pays himself as well.
Okay, then I'm just gonna pay for the rest of the group.
Okay.
I believe it'll be 28 gold.
Alrighty. You can get as much drinks as he says. The bar is yours, and you can have as much as you like. He starts pouring everyone a drink of whatever they desire.
Yep. That was.
I miss my mansion already.
Yep, Karis is probably just.
Whilst you're in the bar, there's a couple of other patrons, as I mentioned, and
Do we see the half? Was it a half orc and the goblin?
no, you don't see them. You look around. What you do see is a goblin, and they are chatting away to themselves by the looks, and they're fiddling through a bag of trinkets by the looks, all kinds of like bits of treasures and knickknacks. But yeah, she's actually like talking to herself. And she's like, "Oh, yes, shiny one. This one. Oh, I gotta find a place for you. Maybe I'll. Maybe you can go on. Yeah. Uh, maybe you can go on the tongue, like a tongue piercing or something." And yeah, she's just talking to herself, like on a table of trinkets. There's another um, small folk, and he's sitting in the corner, drinking with himself. He's got a small pair of grey like ears poking out the side of his hat. It kind of like almost obscures his face. But they're kind of, yeah, he looks like a small creature, possibly like gnome sized, but with the grey skin, a little bit odd. It doesn't quite look normal. Um, and what else has he got? He's got like a number of different chains and collars kind of around his belt. And finally, there's actually a human who's wearing like quite noble looking armor as well. Not like to the level of Castellius would have had, but he's at least wearing, half plate. It looks like he's tried to keep it shiny as best he could within the kind of ruggedness of the desert. And he kind of gives you a nod as you glance over towards his way. He's kind of got a helmet, but the helmet part of it is open, so you can see his face. And in some parts of his armor as well, you can see there are like feathers sort of sticking out. Just only like a few though. Perhaps like out of the top of the helmet as well.
Karis is just thinking on things and drinking as he does so.
I
What are you
am
doing,
going
Matt Charles?
to cast visibility.
Sorry, what? Invisibility?
Oh wait, no, I don't have it set today. Never mind. Keep going.
Okay.
I was gonna sneak my
Well,
invisible book up.
it's up to you guys what you want to do. You can either just go to sleep and go to the next day.
Unless anyone wants to talk to them for their shiny trinkets.
Irina would probably like get a drink and one for this goblin and kind of head over because obviously she speaks goblin as well. So she'd sort of ask if she could join them.
Oh, yeah, sure. Pull up a seat.
All right, I take a seat. I offer a drink.
This for me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. What's seen you guys here? You just coming to town?
Yeah, we're travelers. We're just here for the race, but obviously it's been delayed, so.
Yeah, same. Wait, you're racers as well?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just I'm here to observe.
Yeah, good. Or else I'd have to take you out of the competition.
Well, are you
You
racing, are you?
Well, absolutely. Me and old Froggy over there. She gestures out towards the front, but you can't see where she's pointing at from your angle.
Have you won many races then?
Yeah, well, to get to here, you would have had to. Smash the tryouts. Leaped right over the competition. Catch my gist.
Pun intended.
Laughs with a toothy grin.
So, what's your name?
She says, Lot Letty.
Sorry, say again.
Lotleti, which is like, I guess it probably would have an accent to it.
Lord Letty.
Yeah. But...
So it's nice to meet you. I'm Irina.
You speak very good Goblin.
Thank you. One of my very good friends was a goblin, and he taught me.
Normally people don't give me the time of day, so thanks for being friendly, I guess.
I mean, you don't seem to be doing any harm here in your little corner, looking at your trinkets, so...
Well...
It's always better to have friends than it is to have enemies.
A couple of others do look over their shoulder and notices you speaking to the goblin, and they kind of just look a bit like, all right, sure. Yeah, they say she says this place is mostly welcoming for the most part, purely because it's run by orcs and half orcs and hobgoblins. It's kind of a mishmash of different races. But
Yeah.
if I was seen anywhere near, like, Gydia, they'd probably have me on a spike.
Yeah, more than likely. I've been to Gadia more than once.
They're very strict about who gets in.
Yep. Yeah, they are. And who can talk to who?
Their high walls and such. I bet you me and Froggy could easily get over that, though.
You reckon?
Mm-hmm. I'll cast Jump on him, and we'll see how high a frog can jump when its jump is tripled.
Ah, but the problem is, once you jump over, it's a very obvious sight.
Wait, what?
The giant frog jumping over the wall. You don't think the
Oh.
guards are going to see that?
No, that's fine. I can swallow him up.
There's a lot of guards in Gadia.
And I have a very hungry frog.
Good luck with that. That's all I'll say.
Well, if I win the race, they'll have no option but to let me in. I'll have all the money I need.
Sure.
Might buy a new harness for Froggy, too. Well, then I can finally sell all these trinkets. I heard there's a bazaar there. A gnome who said he will buy anything.
What trinkets you got?
She kind of places them on the table, and you see there are lots of kind of old medals, like war medals, emblems, sigils, and that kind of thing.
Does anything in particular stand out to me?
Anything in particular? They look like they're from Gadia, or not from Gadia, but from the Claude Coast. So not stuff that you might necessarily recognize. Although I would like you to just roll an investigation anyway.
Where are we?
And she says, "I'm watching your hands. Watching your hands."
It's fine. I'm not stealing anything. I'm literally just looking
Yeah.
potentially to trade.
Oh right. Okay.
25.
25. All right. Out of all of the medals, there is one that looks like it would be that of like a general or commander. It looks like it has much more prestige about it than the others. And on it, there's this kind of swirling, smoky-looking flame that sort of attracts your eye, seeing as you're inclined by fiery things. And yeah, it stands out as like a smoky red flame.
Okay.
That one-
Are you looking to trade or are you looking for coin?
I mean, I can go for coin, but if you want to trade, what have you got?
What things do you like?
Well, I'm hoping to trade these to Marzook, so anything that looks like it will be magical of some.
I mean, considering what you have here are metals, I'm not looking to trade necessarily magical items. However, what have I got?
Well, they would have belonged to, like, I don't know, an army back in the past.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. They're interesting for sure, but they're not magical. So trading for a magical item is a bit unfair. It would be like if I had something you wanted that was non-magical and I wanted you to give me something magical in return. That's not equal.
Yeah, but it's what's equal to you. It's what's worth to you. Maybe
I'm not getting into Feywild crap right now.
Feywild? No. This is to do with what's worth more people. And she begins spinning a tale and telling you of a man who once started with a humble paperclip and managed to work their way up to actually buy an entire house.
Oh.
And she says, "That's what I'm trying to do. Eventually, I'll trade a paperclip for guidance."
I am gonna hold out. I'm gonna sort of pull out a little pouch, and then I'm gonna dig in the pouch, and I'm gonna pull out a bead, a little marble.
Okay.
And it is, and I'm just gonna sort of put it on the table.
Yeah.
And literally sort of lean it up against. I'm gonna sort of roll it over the table to the cup, and after a couple of seconds, the cup will change size, and then I will roll the bead away, and it will go back to its normal size.
You do have magical stuff you're willing to trade.
This one is more like a little. It's sort of magic, but it's like a little party trick. It's not really anything too crazy. We'll see.
Like, let me try.
Sure.
All right. She taps it to her. Taps it to the metal, and see if it enlarges as well.
It just says it will change the size of an object that it touches. It doesn't say enlarge or reduce. It just changes at random, I assume.
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
And it also changes size when you're not like the marble itself changes size when you're not looking at it as well.
Yeah, the metal gets smaller. And she's like, "What the? It went smaller for me. Is this because I'm a goblin?"
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not controllable. Sometimes it will make it bigger, sometimes smaller. It's not really predictable. It also changes size when you're not looking at it, which is quite fun. Trying to see if you're fast enough to see it change size, but...
Very cool. You're willing to trade this?
For that metal, if you don't mind, if you're happy with that.
Yeah, it's yours. She kind of like gestures for you to take it. She's already so captivated by the marble with these big, wide goblin eyes.
Pick up the metal, and I will pocket that.
Okay.
Well, it was lovely to meet you. Enjoy your new marble.
All right. So
good luck in the race.
See you later.
I'll take my drink and rejoin the others.
What did you get?
Hope you have a good day.
You too.
What did you get? What did you get?
I'm literally just going to sort of sit next to Llewellyn and just sort of hold out the medal and just show it to him.
By the way, I've been ritually casting detect magic to see if anything on that table over there was magical.
Okay.
Just picked up.
Funnily enough, as this comes over, it does have an aura of magic about it, and it's the reason why it hasn't perhaps rusted or turned to scrap over the years. Something about it has given it a magical aura.
Of all the things you put on the goblin put on the table, was that the only thing?
That was one of the main ones, yeah. The others are sort of very dim magic essence still left in them. But even those have seemingly faded over time. This does have an aura of... I think it would be abjuration.
I'll identify them.
Well, it's Irina's. You'd have to touch it in order to cast Identify.
Yeah, she's passed it over.
Yeah, I'm literally letting him look at it.
Okay.
And I'm
sure.
just going to explain to him that I was drawn to it because obviously the flames, and obviously the last time that I was here in the Claude Coast, I was with Smolder, Andy's aunt, and we were sort of traveling amongst these dunes where this war was rumored to have taken place between certain Ginny and they obviously fire based. So I'm assuming that maybe this belonged to maybe their general or something.
Ooh.
Do I know what a Dijini is?
Okay, actually, I just realized it's enchantment. But there is an abjuration aura anyway, which helps it basically be protected from the harsh weathers and sands. But the enchantment is a very specific spell, as you cast Identify on it. It holds the spell Command.
Ooh.
However, it seems like it's for a specific thing as well. So it can be used unlimited amounts of times, but the command is tied to something. It can't just be used on any old humanoid. The best roll an Arcana check, because this might seem comparable to another item.
90.
Yeah, similar to maybe like a shield guardian that has the amulet that commands them telepathically, but this one seems to be you have to cast a spell verbally and show the actual emblem or the medal to it. Whether it's a golem or something else entirely, you're not 100% sure. But you do know that this has a command spell for a specific type of creature, or maybe a specific entity.
Okay, explain this all. It's like, this is strange. You might not be able to use it until we come up with the right.
I'm gonna write it all down in my journal, and just if we do head to the dry oasis from Gadia, then it's in the area between that space, if I'm remembering rightly.
Correct.
So if my theory is right about that being its origin, then
maybe we'll come across what we need to.
Or Gadia might have some books, or even Malone might have had some books in her study, in her archive, something pertaining to it, because obviously she was researching the area. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What I've just highlighted on the map is effectively the Camel Hump Dunes. That's all around between Gaidia and the Dry Oasis. It's not just north of Gaidia. It's kind of all around there.
Mm.
Okay. I slide it back to.
In fact, you can see something in the Rattling Ruins.
How does Candlewick react to it? Is he?
There is a hazy type of heat coming from them. Less certain, less sharper than he usually is. But a hazy kind of heat. Kind of feels like it's almost going,
I don't know. Okay. Well, I'll put it in my little trinket pouch with all the other bits and pieces that I carry around, and
Cool.
just stick it in one of my coat pockets.
And as you're doing this and pocketing it, the human in the armor comes over with a kind of feathered helmet, and he says, "Don't be careful what you touch from one of those. It could be cursed."
Thanks for the advice. I will bear that in mind.
Should be careful what you touch from us. Anything could be cursed.
I'm just gonna look at Lavelle. I'm just like, I can remove curses. It's fine.
I know.
Hey, just giving you some friendly advice, that's all.
Oh, and it's appreciated. Thank you. And you are?
Roscar of the 17th Brigade, Flight Brigade, Gaidia. Bet you didn't know that Gaia had their own air force, did you?
I mean, it's quite a high-tech place, from what I've seen.
Kind of gives a smug smile, as if he's really proud of it. That medal there probably belongs to the standing army in Gaia.
That's fine. I'll do my research, and if that's where it belongs, I will happily return it. But it's my job to investigate these things, so that's what I'm gonna do first.
Sound like you have an air of authority. Are you from Gaia? Do you have any identification?
I have identification. Do you?
I do. And he brings out he brings out his own medal, and on it you see that there is a symbol of a hippogriff.
Okay. In which case, I will pop up my credentials. My little hologram.
All right. Very well. I trust your word then.
My mentor was quite good friends with your previous sultan. Or was it the current sultan? And it's the previous vizier.
Wait, really?
Yes.
They've met the... Whoa. He kind of looks really shocked. No one meets the sultan.
No, I had to wait with the vizier. I wasn't. My mentor was my higher up at the time, so she obviously went ahead.
Let's see. Well, we're all
We're planning another trip to Gadia, me and my friends, eventually, to actually speak with the vizier at some point. We have some questions.
Well, I'll be heading back there once. Well, if I ever head back there. If this race is ever underway.
Are you planning on taking part, or?
Of course.
Is that allowed?
You're allowed flying mounts, so long as
no. I mean, are you allowed, technically, being part of the Air Force?
I'm off duty right now, but
you still decided to pull rank.
Yeah. And is your flying mount yours, or are you lending it from the Gadia Air Force?
It's a company hippogriff. We're allowed.
And you're allowed to use company hippogriffs in... What, are these legal races?
All right, easy, Llewellyn. I was poking fun.
So am I. Look at the face; it's hilarious.
If anything, you can consider me an undercover knight who's making sure that this race goes smoothly and without too much incident.
Yeah.
So what are you doing to help against this ghost then?
There's a ghost? Oh, right. You mean the zombie thing.
No, an actual ghost.
Roll an
I'm going to go to
intimidation.
bed. I'm falling asleep, so
Oh, God,
it's getting really late. I've been up since 5, so night.
All right. Yeah, I just realized 10:30 we'll have to wrap it up. So he looks visibly spooked.
The previous champion.
He says no one goes into the rattling ruins. That place is haunted. Yes, haunted. That's probably why the undead have come stirring, is because they chose it for the location for the next rally.
It's a haunted race. How fun.
Not fun.
They don't have a ghost of a chance of winning.
I don't have a problem with ghosts as long as they're not like aggressive ghosts, I guess. But even then, it's not that bad.
Well, guess we'll see you at the race then.
There wasn't much to conquer in that place. After Gaia won the war, they saw it as too much effort to restore the city. Eventually it turned to ruin, and the armies retreated back into their high walls. There was no treasure to be found in that place. Just death. I'm, of course, too young to have been part of that war, but I've heard tales of grand honor field battles. Fiery passion on the battlefield. Warriors proving their worth. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the tales. Good luck in the cleanup if that's what you're planning on doing. I don't have a weapon that might even strike at a ghost, so I'd be more of a hindrance than a help.
Well, a drink.
Is he actually just really scared of the idea of ghosts?
He's visibly wrapped.
Well, how about a drink to not being cursed?
Yeah, and you see he is actually shaking the mug as he drinks it.
Oh, this is fun.
Great. Well, good luck in the haunted race, I guess.
No, it won't be haunted because you guys are going to fix that, right? Good.
I mean, we'll fix the aggressive ones, but we won't fix the ones that don't mean no harm.
I'll tell you what, just do me a favor. If you get rid of all the ghosts, I'll give you escort into Guidia. I'll even get you through the gates.
Oh, that sounds good. I'm Llewellyn, by the way, but I go to shake his hand with my stump.
Whoa. Pirates? Pirates? I mean,
What?
Sorry, nothing. He just gets flashbacks of, Shamshir Cove pirates attacking Guidia fleets. He says, yeah, I'll put a good word in for you at the gate. I'm sure some of you need entrance. Have you all got visas?
What's a visa?
Do I
That's what
need
you
one?
need to get into Guidia.
You're a resident.
Yeah, do I technically need one? I'm from the country.
Then no, you're fine.
Oh, cool.
I'm fine. My credentials allow it.
Irina has credentials, yeah, whereas Llewellyn...
Well,
Technically, I could take one of them as my assistant.
Yeah, and I guess if you're going to help us get into Guidia, if we fix this for you, then you could get those visas.
It could be done. You are going to get rid of the ghost, though, right?
Oh, of course. One way or another.
Either get rid of them or convert them into a cheering squad.
Ooh, do we want to win?
Give me a B.
Tell-
Give me an O. Oh, give me an O. Oh. Oh.
And of course, if the people who you don't want to win are are starting to win, boo!
Exactly.
Ooh. Yeah.
It adds a certain atmosphere.
Oh, got him. All right. I'll tell you what. Just get it done, and we'll come. You can talk to me again later. I'm not making any handshakes just yet.
Sure.
Right, yo.
Cool.
But I'll hold you to it, and if you don't hold it to it, then I'll make sure all the ghosts go for you instead.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I'm joking. Or am
You hear a voice from the corner. If you think ghosts are going to be the worst thing on the track, you better keep your eyes peeled for something else.
Oh, what?
And
what
is
you-
the gnome in the corner who's lifted his hat, and you see very clearly he is a deep gnome, which is a snuff nebulum,
He's got a gun.
and he just walks out the front door. And you don't know what he meant by that, by keeping his eyes peeled, but he does give everyone he looks around the
see-
room. Like,
Well, now I'm expecting us to get attacked by something from the Underdog. Is that racist?
A little
Maybe.
bit.
Probably.
A little bit.
But that does mean you might get some phase spider poison or something. I'd imagine they're from the
Ooh.
Underdog.
Ooh.
Maybe. Or some other Underdark creatures, maybe. Sure, your book will enjoy it. It's a new feast for them.
Yeah.
Can we not talk about that, please? I just did.
and as he says that, he whistles. Come on, Chisel. We're heading out. See what we can find for you to munch in the night. I'm sure there's a couple of morsels we can find to feed you. We can't be dragging you into the bar. And you see this large, four-legged, scaly, almost crocodilian-like creature come into view, but they have a large bag over their head, like a sack that covers their entire face. He has a metal collar around its neck, and he brings out his own collar, and like the chain hooks around to it, and he saddles up on top of it. And this crocodile like lizard has 6 legs
Oh,
in
is it like
total.
a basilisk or something?
No, it's gonna be.
Oh,
Is it
no.
slightly blue in color?
It's not actually. It's a kind of deserty color, much
Okay.
more like camouflage towards its own environment.
What's it called?
And
Is
he,
it
he looks at
Behir?
you all again, and then does the eyes. And he pulls off the sack over its head as he rides off into the distance.
What do we see?
You see a reptilian face, more jagged with teeth, a long tongue, forked and lashed, comes out. But you don't see its face. You don't see a frontal like look because he's kind of going off into the distance. Right?
Is there any charge of static in the air as it moves about?
No, there isn't.
Do I know of what it could be? Have I read about it? Do I?
You, Llewellyn, have definitely seen something similar. And so has...
Is it a lizard?
It's a big
Is
boy.
it?
It's a big lizard boy, for sure. You can roll an Arcana check if anyone's interested in what it is. You can roll an Arcana.
Very interesting.
Hmm.
Oh. Oh, Arius.
Really, I am turning that off.
Oh my god. Okay.
You knocked my dice into a
No,
wall.
I did not.
Knocked my dice. Alright. I'll tell you what it is. It's hold on, where is it?
It was a 15 that I had as well, and you knocked it into
Okay.
a wall.
And I got the 15
Oh wait, no, I'm not
instead.
gonna tell you what it is. In a 15, yeah, it's a big lizard boy. Yeah. But you do
Lizard.
notice, yeah, it's. Hold on, let me give you a good old image of this, because it is massive, by the way, and it looks even bigger due to the fact that he's a tiny creature sitting on top of it. But that's the kind of thing you're looking at right there.
Well, I actually
Oh
don't
wow,
know
it
what
looks
that
like it's
is.
got 8. I take it back. It looks like it's got 8 legs, four pairs of legs. Yeah.
Huh.
All right. With that little sight and another potential race contestant, we're going to end tonight's session and see if the party embark into the ruins, or even invite this mummified racer into the actual competition. If so, this is going to be a real menagerie of races when it comes to it. But Zerilius is obviously a little bit concerned that the rest of the competition is so fierce. He's got a flying ballista though. Let's be honest, he's still kitted out. So anyway, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching. We'll also be live again tomorrow with Tomb of Annihilation. Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut with the Fade Arc. The witch hunters are falling to their deaths currently, and then again on Monday with the.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, not everyone. So half a TPK. Anyway, and then on Monday we'll be back with the Curse Breakers, continuing our Ravenloft attack, and afterwards with Tomb of Annihilation, the Last Resort Company, who have moved down into the Dungeons of Deception.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of dungeon.
Till then, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.